Is it live? Okay, let's see.
Oh yeah, let me go look shit. Hey, okay, now I see the background.
It's okay. All right,
And then I
cool.
see you.
Hey,
Oh yeah,
awesome,
let me go look
awesome.
shit.
Does it sound good?
Yeah, oh wait, let me turn this off. Yeah, yeah. I can hear you and I can hear me.
Okay. Yeah, I can hear us.
We
Oh.
love you.
All right. Welcome everyone to another appreciation stream. Oh, that's what I forgot
Yeah.
to write in the title. Birthday appreciation stream.
See,
To an otherwise long title.
I'm telling you, you gotta find a way to compact that. We're gonna be all right.
Frank's Franky Shanks and Mihawk birthday appreciation stream 2. Oh
There you go. So much
man.
marketability.
Oh yes, of course. It's not like it's a mouthful or anything, you know.
Not at all. Not at all.
uh,
Snaps. So who's the lucky first contendant we get to talk about?
um, hmm. Let's just start off with Frankie right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's just start off with him.
Interesting stuff actually. When I was looking up Frankie, I
Mm.
remember him actually having I remember him actually having, evil side. Like he was a villain for a while,
Yeah,
and they gave him the title of Underworld Boss. And I
exactly.
immediately started thinking of Doflamingo and Kaido when they had that auction for the Smile, and they
Yeah.
had them dark rooms, all the people. And I was like, was Frankie on that level, or was he just in Dressrosa? He was probably just in Dressrosa, right? I'm not Dressrosa, but Water Seven.
Yeah, Water
Water
7.
Seven.
Yeah, I think it
Yeah.
was just Water 7. Yeah.
Okay, because I saw that and I was like, "Whoa, was this dude on that level?" I know he wasn't that important.
Yeah, and I was like, when I was surprised how his whole character turned out because I was not expecting I wasn't expecting him to
I remember around that
join
time.
the Straw Hats at all.
I remember around that time, if you were super into One Piece and you was reading the OBSs and you hear whenever Oda has like an interview, he always drops some jewels sometimes
Yeah.
about One Piece, and around this time when they was in Water Seven, it was like there's gonna be a new Straw Hat to join. And no one really kind of thought it was Frankie. Everyone was like Rob Lucci or Kaku and shit like that. Like
Rob
before they
Lucci. I don't
before
think I'll ever see that.
no. I'm saying like before he was revealed
Yeah.
to have the leopard fruit and be an asshole, like
Oh,
the
okay,
base
okay,
Rob Lucci. That would have been cool because we didn't know about his fruit. Like if he didn't have a fruit and wasn't on CP9, maybe if like the persona he gave off was the real Rob Lucci, that would be cool because he was a shipwright.
Yeah.
Like
That,
like like
that's true. That's true.
like would you want Roku Shiki, Rob Lucci with his little pigeon fixing the ship, or do you think Frankie was a better fit?
I mean, because of how Lucci turned out in the end, I'm happy
You
it
can't.
was
Don't
that way.
cut that off. Wait.
Huh?
You want him to have the Jaguar fruit and all that shit in that past, and just join anyway, or
Oh no, I'm saying like because of how Lucci's character turned out, like to be,
uh-huh.
like how he kidnapped Robin and all that. I'm happy it turned out the way it was instead of him joining the Straw Hats.
Oh yeah, no, I'm
Yeah.
saying if that twist wasn't there, like say everyone was like switch Rob Lucci for Kaku, and then just take Rob Lucci out. Like Kaku was the leader of the CP9, and maybe he had the Jaguar fruit, and then Rob Lucci was just a regular worker
He would
who
have been a square
maybe knew.
jaguar.
Oh, that'd be
Wait,
terrible.
but
It would be
does he
funny.
have a leopard fruit? Not jaguar.
Yeah, leopard,
Yeah.
leopard. So yeah, like Rob Lucci without the fruit, maybe, or maybe with the fruit or another fruit, or
Yeah.
just Rokushiki and he just builds ships.
Yeah.
Would you
Well.
want like cool? I don't talk Rob Lucci or Frankie right now. Like don't take into account the way it turned out. Just regular
Yeah.
Rob Lucci
Oh man. I mean,
because Rob Lucci
listen,
looks,
Rob
in
Lucci's a
my
badass,
opinion,
so I'll prefer him.
exactly. In my opinion, he's cooler than Frankie. Back then, free time skip, Frankie was actually kind of cool looking. He was like weird in a
Yeah.
cool way. But then Rob Lucci was just dripping just coolness all day.
That's
His
true.
drip
That's
was
true.
on 10.
That's
So
true.
yeah, I can't lie. I love Frankie, but if I could take non-bloodlust Rob Lucci that didn't talk, I'd take him because he was cool. He could have had so many like different things going on with him, and then why the fuck his pigeon talks for him, and he could have had a whole cool ass backstory, but because he's like a prime candidate for depressing
Actually,
backstories.
you know who I would want on the Straw Hat Crew? I would want the pigeon. I would want Hattori.
Just
On
Hatsuri.
the
I
yep.
feel it.
I mean,
Yeah.
look, I think he can hold his own. You know, I'm pretty sure
He
he was studying Rokushiki too with Rob Lucci.
he taught him that final move that Rob Lucci did.
Exactly. Exactly.
Look at Hatsuri. And I'm glad you see the power of Hatsuri. Not many people do.
He's a true leader of CP9. We just don't know it yet.
And he's a bird, so he belongs in Vulture Valley. I might have to make him my mascot because he is that dude.
Oh, speaking of, I never introduced you.
Oh yeah, and I'm just some guy talking.
So I
Feel it.
guess I don't know if I even introduced the stream. So let me just start again.
Terrible. Don't start again. Just introduce us from here.
All right, so Flame Emperor Sawa here, and I'm with Vulture Valley. Oh, wait, is it Valley Vulture? Vulture Valley, right?
Vulture Valley.
Vulture Valley. All right. Today we're gonna be talking about Franky, Shanks, and Mihawk. Their birthdays were March 9th, so we're just here to celebrate them and another appreciation stream. And obviously go off on tangents about other stuff like we just did. We just talked about a bird.
We went in on that bird.
Right.
Yo,
so
it was 100% intentional that Oda put Shanks and Mihawk's birthday on the same day.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I don't know what
they're like best buds.
Exactly. I don't know if it has any other deeper significance than just the fact that it shows how close they are, as characters. But
yeah, I do think that Mihawk is older than Shanks, though. I think.
But they don't have the same. Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I mean, different years.
Yeah. Well, I mean, why would you think that? Because Shanks, even though that back in, why do you think Mihawk is older than Shanks? I think. Shanks
because I think it was stated.
Was it? I have looked it up.
Well, not like set, not like set in the story, but you know how Oda gives like ages of characters.
I thought we got Shanks and Mihawk. I thought Shanks.
Yes. Okay. So right now Mihawk is 43 after the time skip, and Shanks is.
Why don't they say it? Because I'm on the site and I don't see his age.
Shanks is. Shanks is 39.
No, shit.
Actually, nope.
Age. He is 39.
Oh, he
Shanks is 39, yeah.
Oh, okay.
He was 27 when we first saw him.
Yeah.
And 10 years passed, apparently.
Yeah.
And then 2 more years after the time skip. That's crazy.
Yeah, so he's 39. Okay.
And you said Mihawk is 43?
Yeah. Hey, Mihawk's an old guy, but he looks young.
That's wild, bro.
Oh, man. All right, so let's start off with Franky. Let me see. Let's start off with, I guess... Okay, well, actually, before we start off with, I guess, favorite moments of Franky, one of the most wildest things to me when I was reading / watching One Piece was the fact that this dude got hit by a train and it basically performed. It wasn't even. It's like more than surgery.
That was wild.
Way more than surgery. This dude made himself a cyborg. Like, what?
And he couldn't do his back because that's the part that doesn't. Of course, that's not logical.
Yeah, that's the illogical part of the whole thing. He couldn't do his back.
You got hit by a sea train in the middle of bumfuck ocean, but somehow you got flipped into like a scrap heap pile. Didn't die of infection. Didn't
Right.
Anesthesia.
Right.
Was able to operate on your own heart and lungs.
Losing tons of blood.
Tons of blood. No needles. Just power. If there was tools there, they were broken. That's why I was
and rusty. Like, imagine a scrapyard. Like,
right, exactly. There was just rat piss and shit everywhere. How did he not die? He's a pirate.
Yeah, he might
He
be
lived
luckier
to
than
die.
Luffy to have not died from of infection.
Low key, he's either one of the greatest doctors the world has ever seen. And
Oh man,
If Law dies and Frankie gets the Oppie Oppie no me, it's over with.
yeah.
It's
Well,
over
that's
with.
never happened. He doesn't want that.
Hold on now. What you call it? Law. People saying Law might die,
Oh
but
no,
I
no, no.
haven't
I mean,
seen anybody.
Frankie getting the fruit is not
I know
happening.
it may be an accident because the whole. All right, so I don't know if you heard the theory about how Nami is possibly going to get the snow fruit from
Yeah,
Monet
I have,
because
but I have another
yeah.
idea of who should get that fruit.
No, wait.
Actually,
I gotta link that to my other theory. So
okay.
instead of the snow fruit getting onto the Sunny by Nami's tangerines, when
Yeah,
Law dies, maybe his fruit will go to a tangerine or whatever fruit. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And then Frankie eats it by mistake for no reason, and now Frankie is a Doctor Cyborg shipwright pirate
yeah.
cyborg Gundam. It's definitely not anything that's going to happen, but I've never actually seen anyone talk about what would happen after Law dies in Wano. Like, would his fruit go to
In terms
someone,
of
or would
his
it just
fruit.
go into the ether?
Oh, that is
Like,
actually
if
a
no one.
good thing because like the whole law dying theory, I can see that happen, but then what happens after that is a good question. Like with his whole fruit, because his fruit is very
It,
overpowered.
it's the reason Law is a Shishibukai.
Yeah,
Like,
it's.
that's pretty
I
much
can't
it.
imagine who would. Although in terms of like Frankie, I mean, if Frankie does get that, like that would be
I was 100% trolling. I don't think Frankie's going to get it. It
Yeah,
just
I
doesn't
just
fit
don't
his
think
character
so.
at
Yeah,
all.
and he said he
But
doesn't want devil fruit regardless.
but the way the way
Yeah,
he survived that, he had to be a doctor. They ain't no shipwright gonna get
yeah.
you anatomy lessons. So
No, but the thing is that
Frankie's a secret doctor
with
in One
the
Piece.
Opie Opie no Mi though, like think about how he could actually like repair ships. It would be easier for him when you think about it, right?
That is very true.
Like
But
it
no,
doesn't.
wait, no, because there's no shit. I don't know if there's hammers in a doctor's office because the fruit gives you everything that's in a doctor's office, and there may be
Yeah,
some
but
things that you
he
need.
won't. He probably won't even really need a hammer based on the power. Like
Oh yeah, he kind of can have that himself.
yeah,
And
exactly.
then for just like kind of well, how would he split stuff for like would he just get a saw or a buzz saw or something, and then put his
I don't think
powers
it
there?
matters in the room. Like I feel like you could probably just use your hand
Do it
like a
with your
sword.
hand.
Yeah,
Oh well,
because
that's
really,
really you don't need the sword.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, I see, but I think you need
Because
something
Law
sharp.
has cut stuff. Cause like you don't see Law throwing like air blades when he cuts things and they're not even next to him in the room. They still get cut in half.
Huh? Very true. Very true.
I feel like he really just keeps a sword on him, mostly just for like close combat.
Yeah,
But I mean, it
yeah.
also does help with the cutting. I mean, I don't know.
I would
I
feel
mean,
like it would be easier for him to cut with his hands, almost a Doflamingo like fighting style.
yeah.
Because imagine how many individual cuts he could do without pulling his huge ass sword out. Like if he just used his fingers like he did for Shamble to cut, like just do shit like that, he could do way more stuff. But he's out here with this big. I think he has like the longest sword in the series because it's just ridiculously like huge. But
Is
it
it? It's
doesn't. It's
longer
not.
than Mihawk's, right? Is it?
Oh, actually no. That nope. That was a lie. Mihawk's is like his doesn't even fit on his waist. Like Law
His
can
doesn't
put it on
have
his
his
waist.
doesn't have a sheath.
Yeah, sheep would just be unrealistic for that.
Right.
But yeah, that makes sense. That makes
All right.
sense.
So I guess we can hop on to favorite moments of Frankie then. Let me
Mm.
see.
Favorite
I
moment of Frankie when he burned the blueprints for the thing.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, beat him to it. He was like, "Nah, fam, not today." And he said he got to memorize. I usually find that hard to believe, even with like genius level people. Sometimes so I
Yeah.
know photographic memory or
Yeah.
whatever
Listen, that's
exists.
real. I have
I
that.
know it exists. Shut
Instead.
up, shut up. But it's like, bro, nah. But he's a cyborg, so it was like more believable. So that little element was like, okay,
Listen. That should be the least of your doubts. Consider this man turn himself into a cyborg.
I true. I'm
Like,
downplaying Frankie's skill sets.
right. This dude turned himself into a cyborg as a kid. Like,
Hell, he's dumb enough to jump
or a
in front of a
teenager.
train and try to stop it with his body,
Oh
but
my
smart
god.
enough to operate on himself.
Exactly.
He's the kind of people we need to lead our nation.
Hmm.
Fucking Frankie got balls of steel and the biggest brain ever, and apparently he doesn't feel pain unless the train knocked all his senses out, so he couldn't feel it from that. See, now once you get deeper into it, it starts to make sense.
Yeah. Let me see.
You just add a little anime logic, and you in there.
Oh man. Let me see. A favorite moment of Frankie from me. Hmm. The moment I'm thinking about. Oh, well, I guess. No, I don't want to use that because it's kind of cheating because it's not really him. It's about Tom. Um, I think I'll use the scene where he's like trying to stop the C train
Mm.
because yeah, that I don't know, like that is kind of an emotional moment because like
Oh yeah, it was like irrational, but it was
yeah,
like the good kind of irrational because it's like that's some shit you want to do. Like if the same thing was happening to you, you in your soul you would want to do it, but
yeah,
you're not that bold. Frankie
yeah,
was like, "Fuck it,"
exactly because it's
because he
like
knew he had the ability to bring himself back.
Tom took on all like the sins like of Frankie's
All
the
his
ships and
bullshit.
stuff. I mean, even though it
Yeah,
wasn't like really Frankie, it was like Spandam's father or whatever.
yeah. Wait, I thought
But
it was actually Spawnham who did that.
oh, wasn't that his dad?
Oh,
No,
his
no,
dad was the one who did stuff with him.
yeah,
He took
I don't
all his
know. Yeah,
battle
exactly.
functions.
Yeah, even though it wasn't really Frankie's fault, but yes, like Tom was willing to like take all those and bear it, and like it was like a really sad moment. Like Frankie's like, dang, this is like all my fault. Like
Yeah.
you guys can't take Tom away. Like that was that was a sad moment. And then when you have the frog doing that constantly to the C
Oh
train,
yeah.
also, yeah,
That combined with it definitely hit you right in the gut
exactly,
because Frankie like um at that time was like a really good example of like never giving up, and
yeah,
it was stretched to like a weird way because the him being on being on his ships and his all his machines and trying to like fix them all the time gave him the know how to somehow bring himself back to life.
yeah,
And it's like if he gave up or like kind of followed in Iceberg's footsteps, he would have never. Well, at the same time, it would have never happened. Like Tom would have been screwed over, but then he wouldn't. He wouldn't be Frankie, and it would have just it would have been worse for him if he wasn't being who he was. He would have been on the crew. He wouldn't have met Luffy, and it would have been a lot worse if he just stayed normal and didn't, keep chasing after shit. So it was inspirational.
yeah. That's true. And the whole Frankie Baxter led to one of my favorite scenes, and I just remember like, um, I did top 10 One Piece moments, and I'm kind of mad I didn't put this in there. It was the scene where like Frankie was regretting all the stuff he built,
Hmm.
and then Tom just broke the change and like his change, and then punched him in his face, and he
Yeah,
was like, "Listen." Like he was
regret
basically
that.
talking about his ships like they were children, like like you gotta appreciate them no matter what they do, no matter what evil that people use them for. Like you built
Yeah,
them, you gotta love them till the end. That was one of the
exactly.
best moments ever. That
It
really
was
made me love Tom's character, honestly.
it was dope because it's so well tailored to the situation and like it kind of grew Tom and Frankie as like characters when it came to like their shipwrights, and it's not just another position on the crew. It's like it means something, and there's like stuff behind it. Like we didn't really appreciate Mary. I didn't even know I should appreciate the ships until they made such a big deal about it,
Right,
and then
exactly.
there was actual spirit in it and everything,
Exactly.
and then that kind of added to okay, they're children. You actually have to take care of them. When we're going through that whole thing with the ship now, and somehow it would have made a ship dying emotional. and then we hop into this stuff about
More
caring for the
I'm
ship. So
more
it's
emotional
exciting and
than the
great.
death of Ace, might I add.
Okay, you can't say that to anybody because yes, people cry for the Mary, but you can't say how much Ace could have meant to the story. Like people were crying for the potential a little bit more than they was crying for Ace himself.
No.
Yeah, man.
I'm just joking when I say that, but that's a topic for another day because
You don't like Ace now? Who is
no,
this
no,
guy?
no, no, no. It's
Who is this
I
guy?
do like Ace, but I don't know why, but I wasn't as sad when he died.
Wow, my
what
feelings.
what made
Okay,
that scene emotional for me was Luffy's reaction. That is what made me feel sad.
man. I
Now
mean, I
I
feel
don't
it.
know if it's in the moment that I was mad that Ace died because all these people risked their lives to save him. So maybe in that moment I was mad.
Okay, I can see that because
Yeah,
the whole he shouldn't have went back thing
yeah,
definitely
I get it
definitely
though.
gets to me. I
I
don't get
get
it.
it and I
I'm
don't
sorry.
get it.
It's that macho bullshit.
Yeah,
It's the stuff that kind of makes um deaths kind of lacking. It's like that. All right, so that when it comes to bad writing, there's a lot of stuff being like left out or not taken into consideration whenever like someone dies,
yeah,
and it almost feels like you're just killing them to kill them or whatever. If it
yeah,
suits your needs as part of the story. So when Oda kind of drew it to whereas he could have got out of there, but he chose not to because of something that is so kind of trivial.
yeah.
That
But I will say this though, it is an Ace's character to go back.
that it is.
We have
Yes, it
seen
is.
we've seen how his character was before that. And it isn't his character, so
But hold on. When when Sanji left the crew and did everything he did in Whole Cake, because that's what his character did, we can assume that's in his character.
fuck
If
Sanji.
hold
Go on.
on, if we assume that everything that happened in Whole Cake Island was how Sanji believed he was supposed to be,
Yeah,
every everything that happened after Whole Cake Island was Sanji's new way of approaching things. Like we talked before about him actually like when Usopp was joking about killing himself or being killed, and
yeah,
Sanji kind of busted in and was like, "Nick, I will save you."
yeah,
I genuinely think Sanji's changing
yeah.
and
Because
change for the better. And if Sanji can change, especially if toward the end of One Piece Sanji decides to kick a woman, if Sanji
yeah,
changed, Ace should have changed in that moment. Like his decision to fight Blackbeard to the death and not run away and not Shank he didn't hear Shank's warning because Blackbeard didn't tell him,
yeah.
but I'm sure someone told him not to go after him, and he should have had backup, and he should have did
I mean, even
multiple things.
Whitebeard told him not to go after him.
Exactly. So he didn't change there. So all the way up until Shanks getting arrested, all the way up until he got out of them cuffs, he was the same character. The second them
Yeah,
cuffs off, he should have changed his character and been like, my dad probably got whatever infection he got and died because he didn't back down, or I'm probably gonna die and I'm in a situation because of how I am. So let me change and get out of here. He
yeah.
didn't do that and he died. So that shows characters sticking to their guns, but it's to a detriment.
Damn, there was something I wanted to say because you said something I wanted to respond to, but I totally forgot. Damn.
Was it about Ace not running away or him fighting Blackbeard?
No, it was something else.
About Roger?
You mentioned someone else.
I mentioned Roger, Blackbeard, uh,
You,
Ace. Whoa, Shanks. When Shanks told
no,
Whitebeard.
no, you mentioned something else about someone changing
Oh,
after.
Sanji.
Yeah,
Sanji changed.
yeah, Sanji. Yeah, so yeah, because how you were talking about how you say he would protect Usopp because I have never heard Sanji say he would protect a man, even though he would if it comes down to it, because he's protected Usopp before, but he never outright says he will protect like a man.
Exactly.
But he actually said it this time, so that was
It
very
was a huge
surprising.
change. Like when you look at the baby steps after Whole Cake Island,
Yeah,
he's changing little by little. He's using the raid suit. He's protecting men. He might okay, this definitely probably won't happen, but he might even give up on the chance to see like someone naked or something at one
Yeah.
point in Wano. Like he'll have the chance to use the raid suit for nefarious uses, and he might not do it because there might be an ultimatum. I think that's the only reason. Wait, like there's like a perfectly good chance to see Robin naked, or he could save like Zoro, and
Yeah.
then that may be the first time they'll see each other, and he chooses not to see not like Nami naked or Robin naked and save Zoro, and just he just
Yo,
keeps growing and stuff like that,
people will
like
be
something in that
pissed
vein.
if he saves Zoro. People will be pissed.
You said what?
I feel
Not
like
not
people.
save him, but go help.
Yeah.
Like like that whole like I'm gonna use my whole ability to help whenever in a fight. Law say we can't get hurt, so I'm gonna use his raid suit. We can't be seen, so I'm gonna use his raid suit. So it'd be like that. Like now I have a chance to help Zoro because he can't get hurt, and he may not know that, so I got to go help him or something like that. Thinking ahead. So that
Yeah.
might be his character progression.
I'm just happy we're seeing any of them.
Yeah, because we don't see a lot in One Piece.
We
It's
don't.
kind of
It's
just out.
they're just stagnant.
Sadness, but at the same time, it's like people like live for this kind of. It's like you want to. It's like almost people want to see the main characters get out of situations as they are, as opposed to changing according to the situation. They have the Straw Hats have some of that, but the other ones in the forefront. Like how are the Straw Hats using what they got and an unyielding will gonna bend the situation to their will and get through, like twist it to way you didn't see it coming. Like when you think Luffy versus Nail, you don't off top think, oh, Rubber can't be hurt by whatever, because
Yeah.
it's on such a grand scale. But it's just like I'm a Luffy, so you ran up against the wrong dude, basically. So he twisted how that arc was probably gonna go if it was anyone else. So stuff like that, I think.
All right. Well, let's shift this back to Sanji.
Oh man, that dude.
All right. So that's the Sanji, Franky, right?
You definitely. I was like, all right, we should talk about Sanji. I'm down.
I mean Franky. So post time skip, I feel like Franky. Well, I guess barring the senior pink fight, I feel like Franky's been a meh character. Much of like the other Straw Hats in general. Like I keep on saying, like, now I love Luffy with all my heart. Like he's one of my favorite main characters of all time. Even though people keep on saying, he's basic, blah blah. Like I don't care. Luffy's like the best, and I don't care if like the whole story is just like just Luffy. But like he has a supporting cast, which are also main characters, And I just
want to
feel
say something real
like
quick about Luffy. I feel almost the same way. Like Luffy's definitely one of my favorite characters, and like I want to say the first time I knew that, because I had a feeling like he was getting up there when I first started watching One Piece, because I was already in love with pirates to begin with. So then when One Piece came out, I was like sold. But then when Nami was asking for help and stabbing herself in the arm,
dude,
he put that
the
hat on her
exact
and
moment.
over it.
That's the exact moment where Luffy became my favorite.
Telling you,
Because in that scene, Nami's like, you don't even know anything that's going on. Luffy's like, yep, I really don't. This is like,
I get no fucks.
Right.
You are real sad right now,
Because
so I'm gonna go do something about that.
that speaks to Luffy so much. Like, it's like he doesn't care about your past at all. All he cares is about is what you're doing in the now. Like,
right.
Like
That one was that was a nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
But kind of when I kind of felt like it was on its way is when he was fighting Buggy and he saved that dog and the dog food.
Yeah.
You remember that one?
Yeah.
It was in Orange Town, I think it was called.
Yeah.
That one was also like that. That was when Oda really was like, I need you to fall in love with Luffy.
We gotta stop because we will stop talking about Luffy. We gotta wait till May 5th. That's his birthday, May 5th.
Oh, that's fire. Cool. So I will definitely be ready for that one.
That's going to be a 24-hour stream of just
I'm
Luffy.
telling you. Remember that one time? Go over the whole series.
Literally, from the moment he burst out of the barrel all the way to wherever we're up to then.
So when he is eventually going to burst out of jail and do
Right.
something and stop and move this fucking story forward. Because I feel
Right.
like the only people that have right to move the story forward right now is fucking Luffy and Kaido, because
Yep.
no one else seems to want to do shit.
And
And
speaking
speaking
of
of
Kaido,
Kaido,
oh
oh
my
my
God,
God,
where
where
the
the
heck
heck
is
is
he?
he?
Like,
He has been ducking every
yeah.
Bro,
scene,
Oh
oh
every
my
my
scene.
God.
God.
It's wild, and I don't really understand it, but well, I kind of do, because it's like I think Oda's trying to work on his focus in
Yeah.
Wano, because at first he was giving us 15 cuts to every single body and what they were doing, and it's like he he off screened some things, and it shifts the focus so much you don't know what to really care about. So I think when he reveals Kaido, and the next time he does something, he wants all the focus to be on Kaido, and he's probably going to want to tie up most of these loose ends, so you're not wondering what Queen's doing instead of wondering about what Kaido's doing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
And
And
I
I
hope
hope
we
we
actually
actually
figure
figure
out
out
what
what
his
his
height
height
is
is
because
because
his
his
height
height
has
has
been
been
so
so
inconsistent,
inconsistent,
honestly.
honestly.
I was in here freaking out over a theory I came up with today, but you know how the more you talk to yourself, the more holes you put in it. But I still think
Yeah.
it's a pretty good theory. Did you
What?
want to partake in it?
You
You
think
think
he
he
can
can
alter
alter
his
his
size
size
or
or
something?
something?
That's how what I was thinking at first, like some zone type stuff. But then I was
Yeah.
thinking, because I was listening to some streams today, and someone said something interesting. I forgot exactly who it was, and what stream. I listened to so many, but basically the guy was like, so, you know how Aruja's karma fruit works, where he takes a whole
Yeah, it
Yeah,
bunch of
takes
take
damage,
damage.
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
and he kind of, okay, I can't remember this exactly. Does he get bigger or no? I can't remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he does get
he does
a
get a
little
little
bigger.
bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
like
So
his
his
muscles
muscles
get
get
bigger,
bigger,
and
and
he
he
does
does
grow a
grow a
little
little
taller
taller
too.
too.
Because he
Because he
grew
grew
as
as
tall as
tall as
like
like
the
the
pacifista, I
Pacifista, I
think.
think.
okay, cool. So I was gonna say that this is time to like a mega theory about how Wano's gonna end, and Kaido's size being kind of correlated to each other. Because I was
Yeah.
thinking of how there's so many devil fruits, like we said before, that have superior forms. Like for some odd reason, the magma
Yeah.
fruit is superior to the Aces fruit. So what
Yeah.
if I know a lot of paramecia fruits. They're kind of different offshoot effects from other stuff. Like you have there's a fruit that lets you grow big, right? And then there's a
Yeah.
zone fruit that makes you a dragon that makes you big. So it's like the paramecia fruit, the ability to grow big is like a small ability compared to Kaido's ability to be a dragon and grow big. So it's like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
but
it's
it's
a
not
little
a
bit
bit
random
random
of a
of a
power
power
for for
for
a
a
dragon.
dragon.
hold on, it like we're gonna get there.
Well,
So
So
it's
wait,
wait,
don't
like
you
don't you
want to
want to
save
save
this
this
for a
for a
video?
video?
Actually.
Actually,
I could, I guess. Actually, we'll do that. We'll save this really long, complicated theory, and we'll get
Yeah,
back
because
to it.
yeah, we
we
already
already
got
got
like
like
6 billion
billion
tangents
tangents
already.
already.
That's actually true. We were just talking about focus too.
Right.
Let's focus back on Franky.
Frankie.
Franky.
Yep.
Yep.
We're
We're
still
still
on
on
Frankie.
Franky.
Um.
Um,
Yikes.
yikes.
What
What
were
were
we
we
on?
on?
We're basically just
uh.
talking about
Oh
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
So I
so I
was
was
talking
talking
about
about
like
like
kind of
kind of
like
like
yeah.
yeah.
So
So
I
I
Franky
just
just
my
my
hope
hope
for
for
Frankie in
Franky
the
in the
future
future
is,
is,
and
and
I
I
feel
feel
like
like
Wano
Wano
is
is
trying
trying
to
to
is well
well,
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
It's
It's
gonna
gonna
be a
be a
really
really
big
big
arc,
arc,
but
but
I
I
hope
hope
that
that
even
even
if
if
it's
it's
just
just
one
one
moment
moment
per
per
straw
straw
hat,
hat,
I
I
hope
hope
we
we
get
get
something,
something,
some
some
kind
kind
of
of
character
character
moment
moment
or
or
character
character
development
development
for
for
each of
each
the
of the
straw
straw
hats
hats
because
because
they
they
all
all
need
need
it.
it.
They
They
really
really
do.
do.
What do you think
Like
about
like
Zoro's
the
recent?
Zoro.
Zoro?
What do you think about Zoro's recent missed opportunity at character development with his
Um.
whole sword being stolen? Because I feel like when I first started reading the Zoro chapters in Wano, whenever we got to actually see him, they were mainly focused around him being in Ebisu Town and seeing, well, him mainly being in Ebisu Town, but he was walking around at first,
Yeah.
and he was seeing how desolate and how fucked everything was, and he was eating the poison food because he's a monster. It doesn't bother him that much.
Yeah.
Um, I was thinking that was building up to kind of breaking down Zoro's kind of emotionless shell that he's had since the New World,
Yeah.
and kind of make him care about people. Like I thought he was gonna meet that dude, and he was gonna be like the villages of Ebisu Town's mouthpiece to kind of let him know how things are, and he
Hmm.
was gonna find a way to help. Kind of like
I,
making him as helpful as Luffy. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And
but
then
I
having that,
mean,
but then someone stole the swords, and now he's out of Ebisu Town. So that was like a missed chance for, like, instead of just showing him standing in Ebisu Town, he could have had a
yeah,
small villain like Hold'em or something. Like he could have had a small Hold'em. He took care of him in one hit, and now there's a village that loves Luffy, and there's a village that loves Zoro because of what they did for him. But that
yeah,
was missed, and we didn't get a chance to see Zoro show his compassion because Zoro isn't heartless. Like he has honor. He knows, right from wrong. Yeah, he's a pirate, but he won't turn his back on people most of the time.
yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, Zoro
Zoro
does
does
care
care
about
about
people. It's
people. It's
just
just
he
he
just
just
doesn't
doesn't
show
show
it.
it. That's all.
That's
That's
all
all
I
I
can
can
say
say
about
about
that.
that.
Like
Like
he's
he's
Yeah,
just
just
yeah.
kind
I
of
don't think he was gonna have a speech, like a friendship
yeah,
speech. I thought he was just gonna like probably take a guy out, go get a ship, and be like, or go get one of the food ships and just drag it there by hand or something ridiculous like that,
yeah,
and then to be like here, and he'd be like, oh, thank you, and then he's like whatever, and he just walks off. That's still within Zoro's character,
yeah.
and that
I
was
mean,
completely.
I
I
would
would
say
say
that
that
the
the
way
way
he
he
was
was
observing
observing
the
the
town
town
and
and
like
like
looking,
looking,
even
even
though
though
he
he
wasn't
wasn't
saying it,
saying
you
it, you
could
could
see
see
that
that
he was
he was
taking
taking
it
it
all
on
and
and
Yeah,
like.
we had all that build up and nothing came of it. He
Well,
well,
just
I
I
mean,
mean,
okay,
I
I
would
would
say
say
some.
some.
I
I
would
would
say
say
nothing's
nothing's
come
come
of
of
it
it
yet,
yet,
but
but
like I
I
think
think
all
all
the
the
Straw
Straw
Hats
Hats
are
are
seeing
seeing
little
little
by
by
little,
little,
like,
like,
yeah,
yeah,
we
we
definitely
definitely
gotta
gotta
take
take
Kaido
Kaido
down.
down.
Because,
Cause
like,
like
Luffy
Luffy
had
had
his
his
thing
thing
where
where
he's
he's
like,
like,
I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna
gonna
leave
leave
this
this
place.
place.
He, like,
Like
when he
when
was
he's
talking to
talking to
Tommy,
Tommy,
like,
like
he's
he's
not
not
gonna
gonna
leave
leave
till,
till
like,
like
um, Kaido's
Kaido's
defeated.
defeated,
And
and
they've,
they've
like,
like
changed
changed
Wano
Wano
for
for
the
the
better.
better.
right, and we get all that character development, and we get to see how Luffy's mind work when it comes to people in trouble.
Yeah.
And we are barely getting that with the Straw Hats that do a lot of talking, like Sanji or Nami or
Yeah.
Chopper sometimes. But
Yeah.
for Zoro, who's damn near mute and is apparently super freaking strong, some people are putting him over Luffy. I want to see. I'm getting tired of. I'm
Those
getting tired of
people,
those people. I'm
those
getting
people
tired of
need
those
to
people.
go
Go
visit
visit
a
a
mental
mental
institution.
institution.
Anyone
Anyone
who
who
thinks
thinks
that
that
I
I
have
have
a
a
doctor I
doctor I
can
can
recommend
recommend
to
to
you,
you,
she's a
she's a
wonderful
wonderful
therapist.
therapist.
Just
Just
let
let
me
me
know.
know.
Just
Just
DM
DM
me.
me.
I think that stems from the fighting style and the people kind of connecting it back to real life. Like it's
Yeah.
really hard to put someone who mainly punches over someone who uses swords. Because in real life it was like no matter how good you are in punching, if you run up on someone with like twin katanas or some shit, he'll have an advantage over you. You could get out of it, but you'll probably end up having to pick up one of his swords or a weapon or a chair. So it's just like the way you view swords versus fisticuffs is just like the sword is obviously stronger. That's why I think a lot of people
Yeah,
put
Yeah,
but
but
in
Zoro
One
One
Piece,
Piece
I
punch.
I
feel
feel
like
like
it's
is
different.
different.
You said what?
In
And
One
One
Piece
Piece
is
is
different.
different.
Like
Like
it's
Exactly.
it's
just
You
just
need
different.
different.
hockey to be stronger. Luffy's weakness is cutting.
Like
Like
Zoro's a master at cutter and he has hockey, so that's how you could say he's stronger.
because
That's
because
what I'm saying.
Mihawk
Mihawk
fought
fought
Zoro,
Zoro,
who
who
was
was
using
using
three
three
swords.
swords.
He
He
fought
fought
him
him
with
with
basically a
basically a
butter
butter
knife.
knife.
Right.
He
He
stopped
stopped
all
all
three of
three of
his
his
swords
swords
with
with
that
that
little
little
knife.
knife.
And
And
Mihawk
Mihawk
was
was
like,
like,
"Oh,
"Oh,
I'm
I'm
sorry, I
sorry,
don't
I
even
don't
have
have
anything
anything
low,
low,
smaller
smaller
than
than
this.
this.
My
My
apologies."
apologies."
Like
Like
what?
what?
Exactly. But like think about what he said. Like if he wanted something smaller than that, get rid of the knife. You think he's
Yeah,
doing that with his finger? He's not. So I'm like,
Mihawk?
Mihawk?
I'm
I'm
sure
sure
he
he
would,
would,
but
but
he's
he's
a
a
well,
swordsman.
swordsman.
with hockey, yeah, but
Yeah,
like without it, no.
yeah,
Like
Yeah,
but
but
it's
he's not
like,
just so it's like that non-coated blade stopped three blades at the same time that
yeah,
can cut through like steel at some point. So I'm like, yeah, hockey kind of off balances that, but the sword base level is stronger than someone punching. So it's like that. I'm just saying that that's why a lot of people keep putting Luffy over him, and it would make sense. But it's like you said, One Piece is different. Swords are a big part of it, but for
yeah,
some reason, people throwing hands with black goo on it is just the ultimate.
yeah. I
I
mean,
mean,
listen,
listen.
this
This
is
is
we're
we're
talking
talking
about.
about.
I
I
don't
don't
know,
know,
like
like
just
just
powers in
powers
One
in One
Piece is
Piece
just
is
like
like
literally
literally
like.
like.
I'm
I'm
pretty
pretty
sure you
sure
give
even
someone
someone
is
is
someone
someone
why they
why they
could
could
fight
fight
with
with
a
a
toothpick
toothpick
and
and
then
then
defeat
defeat
people
people
with
with
if
if
they
they
wanted
wanted
to
to
in
in
One
One
Piece.
Piece.
like
Very, very true.
like
Like
we're
we're
talking
talking
like
like
Garp is
Garp is
throwing
throwing
cannonballs
cannonballs
like
like
it's
it's
nothing.
nothing.
Like it's fucking nothing.
This dude in itself is like spitting out fish bones and like is like stabbing people in the neck. Like what?
Yeah, yeah. So I wonder if, all right. So in your opinion, real quick, we're gonna get back to the appreciation stream. I
really
we have
hope
two
so.
swordsmen. We have two swordsmen in here. So I just want to know. So if you had to take someone with two people with King's Hockey, right? Take two super strong King Hockey people. One of them is a swordsman, and one of them fights like Garp and Luffy and all the just straight hands people. Who's winning? Because they have the same level of arm in hockey, have same level of observation, same King's level. Who has the advantage? The guy with the sword, right?
I mean, I guess, but what if you never get hit by the sword?
What if you never get by the punches? And even if you do, you could take punches. We've seen that. Like no matter what's going on, if you take a punch, yeah, it'll hurt, but you could take it. Cuts in series for people, like cutting off arms, and Kid now has to prove that he's as strong as Luffy with one arm, because it's like one arm is, people say it's not a big deal, but it's like you always have to prove that you're better than the arm.
Yeah.
It's never just, oh, my arm cut off, all right, people still fear me because no, you have one arm. Now I got to show you why my one arm don't matter, and then it's good. But it's like, yo, getting punched in the rib is that'll heal.
I mean, listen, Luffy got impaled by a spear, and he's fine. So,
what do you mean? He wasn't fine. He had to. That was a handicap, and what's his name knew it. That's why he stabbed himself. Hold on. Luffy was getting punched for hours. He got stabbed once, and fucking Katakuri was like, "Damn, you're gonna die if I don't handicap myself." So it was like,
yeah, but
think how powerful that stab was. Now imagine him getting stabbed the whole fight. What if he broke it out at the beginning? Stabs everywhere. Does Katakuri have to stab himself 20 times? Probably, because without it, Luffy's losing.
Yeah, but when I said that, it's like, when Luffy got stabbed, did you think in that moment that was going to be like a serious wound that would, like, you know, like Chopper would have to do something about it?
When I read One Piece, I try to immerse myself in it, and then every time something major happens, I have to take a step back and look at, all right, who is it? How important they're going to be the story? And then I'm like, okay, they're not dying. You have to determine it off that.
If
it was a realistic
Luffy's
story,
not dying, but like,
that's what I'm saying.
We've had injuries in the story where it's actually like meant something, like Zoro's injuries.
There's no stake in Luffy getting stabbed because nothing came of that. Zoro was holding his chest all the way after he got cut for a minute, and Luffy gets stabbed, and Luffy's like, "What the fuck ever."
Yeah, okay, that's my point. I'm saying like in the past, like Zoro's injuries have meant something. So I'm just saying, why can't Luffy's injuries also mean something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
all I'm saying, it wasn't shown, is what I'm saying. I wish they would mean something, but they don't.
Yeah, but
Luffy's been beat worse than anyone in the series almost, and he's gotten back up quicker than anyone else in the series.
Yeah, but he hasn't gotten impaled in the chest like that. That's what I'm saying. Like,
who didn't get impaled in the chest?
Well, not the chest, his side. I'm just saying, like, the way that whole scene happened, it looked like it was going to be like a very serious like injury.
I'm actually confused at what you're arguing right now. Like what are you trying to say? I feel like we're agreeing because I'm saying wounds in One Piece, when it comes to the main character or someone close to the main character, it doesn't matter that much. Like Zoro was shown, it was once that right there is one of the only times you can say damage carried over. Maybe after Usopp got hit with that bat and he was in that body cast, but that was for like gags and stuff.
For Zoro, it happened twice.
But to Zoro, his whole character is fighting through pain and tankiness.
I get that. But like, I know Luffy has been injured in his other fights, but just the way that specific scene played out, it made it seem like Oda was going to make a bigger deal of it than it ended up being, is what I'm saying.
Bro, I was agreeing with you. I was saying it wasn't serious. You're saying it wasn't serious. I'm saying it's not serious.
But I'm saying that it makes no sense that it wasn't that serious. Because of how that seemed. Oh, okay. All right.
I was agreeing the whole time. I was saying it's stupid.
I know. Okay, so you agree that do you think that it should have been a bigger thing?
It should have been a way bigger thing
Okay, all right.
because
I was just misunderstanding you then.
yeah, like it missed its beat because it could have had a good chance to
Yeah.
build on top of each other. Like Luffy gets stabbed by Katakuri. Katakuri is so blindingly noble that he stabs himself, and for the rest of the arc, Luffy feels the pain
Yeah, because
from
you
the
don't even
stab,
see that. Like,
and then Luffy can think about Katakuri and be like, "Damn, he really did that for me." He could reflect on the fight because after every
right.
fight, we don't really reflect on the things Luffy learned during the fight or like what happened. Like he doesn't think about it. So it's like, yeah, Luffy doesn't have internal monologue, and that's part of his character.
Yeah.
But it's like that could have been a cool moment. Like, damn, Katakuri, like something that would have been dope.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
And then someone could have asked him about it, like, Luffy, what happened? Oh, I got stabbed. And they could have talked about the fight. And then we could have had like a cool little crew moment. Like, yeah, nigga, I got stabbed in the middle of a 10-hour fight. This bitch hit me with a blow dart. I was dodging them hoes though. Like that could have been cool, but we didn't get that.
Yeah, because, I don't know. It, like, because Luffy has gotten hurt before, but it's like just the way that chapter ended made me really think, like, oh shoot, this is gonna be a thing, and Chopper's gonna have to like jump in or something. Like, nope, it like
I'm
nothing.
telling you, man. All the story beats. We could have had compound character moments.
All
Chopper could have
All
had
Chopper
his,
said was like, oh, any longer and then you would have died. Like, okay, that's it.
oh shit, you don't say. When you get stabbed, that's not good. Fucking
Like,
Chopper, give me
what?
some medical shit. Confuse me on purpose.
There's two Chopper moments that could have happened and that's one of them. And oh my god, another tangent. But another one was when Luffy ate the poisoned fish.
Oh yeah, that was
I'm
trash.
like, I get that it was to introduce Germa, but I thought they could have introduced Germa some other way because like you're telling me Chopper goes out for 2 years and he's like, oh yeah, I don't know how to treat this one.
You know what's
What?
weird about that too?
Yeah.
Like that the almost the way it was introduced, that almost pins Reiju's poison thing to almost coincide with that fish. It's like that was the fish, the stonefish, and Luffy almost dying. It almost seems like that's the only reason she's poisoned. Because you look at the rest of the powers, they have synergy. Her being pink poison is so just out there, it doesn't make sense. And it's like seeing as though that's the only time she used it. It's like, was that the only reason she's poisoned? Was just to have that scene with Luffy? And if so, that's trash. That's trash as fuck.
Because I mean, to be fair though, her poison thing is a devil fruit compared to the other people, the other brothers who are just like it's like in their DNA. But
what do you mean? Like, old boy had a red orb you can make, or was that the blue one? Somebody made a red orb. I think it was Ichiji, the oldest brother.
Yeah, but
so
that's
it's like it was a double. That's like a devil fruit too. It was like the heat fruit or whatever that dude had, because he can make little heat balls.
The brothers? No.
No. Remember the Encino, like boss Encino? He had the heat fruit.
Yeah.
He could make like, he was a fat dude. He could make like heat balls. That's almost the same thing as the brother, except it's like electricity based, I think.
No, yeah, but they don't have devil fruits though. That's what I'm saying.
I know you said that Reiju kind of had devil fruit. That's
yeah,
not devil fruit.
No, Reiju does have devil fruit. Oda revealed that what she has is a devil fruit.
What the hell? I've never heard of that.
Not in the story, which is annoying.
That is super interesting.
Yeah, and I learned that through I don't know whose stream. I don't know if it was Tekken or someone. But that's one of the things that Oda is doing, and I don't like. Like some of these stuff, like he could have easily like done a character box for Reiju, saying she has the poison fruit. How hard would that have been?
It would have not been hard as hell because Oda does boxes all the time.
Exactly. Like you're doing boxes for these headliners.
You're doing a box for a headliner for someone we're probably never going to see again.
Like, where's Batman? Are we ever going to see him again?
He had a whole panel too. He was like, "Yeah, I'm Batman. This is a DC joke." Right. And then never again.
Right. Oh my god. But all right. Back to Franky. Oh Lord. Okay. We gotta get back to Franky.
We he actually do?
All right, so Frankie at the end of Zoro was like, he's gonna build a weapon that will take down Kaido, right?
Wait, Frankie said that?
Yeah, he did.
Okay.
However naive
I mean,
that might have been.
I probably blocked that out of my memory because of how fucking stupid that sounded. But when I had my theory about Kaido being a half poneglyph, that
Oh my
kind of makes
lord.
sense. Maybe he could build something that can take that little whatever sea stone shit out of him. And that's probably what it meant. What if that was some expert level foreshadowing?
You think?
I'm just saying, like, think about it. Like, that would make like you know how Brooke randomly went up against Big Mom, like for no other reason that her devil fruit had like similarities. Like, what similarity would Kaido and machines have? You know what I'm saying? Besides the fact that people already think he's an experiment, and to do that most of the times you need machinery and science and stuff, and that's
Yeah.
kind of right up what's his name? That's kind of right up Frankie's alley because Frankie studied Vegapunks, and Vegapunk is probably the only person that could replicate that poneglyph process. So it was like it'll connect it all together. Like Frankie's connected to Vegapunk, Vegapunk connected to Kaido. Frankie's randomly saying he's going to make something to do it, even though that's that they came out of like think about how out of left field that came. Because when we come to One Piece, machines don't do anything when it comes to kind of balancing the power between the big boys.
They don't.
Like Capone tried. That was the closest that I think in the series it came to. We need machinery to beat someone stronger than us.
Yeah.
And they tried the little RPG things, and that didn't work at all. It was almost like that would be too convenient if it happened, and I kind of knew it wasn't going to happen. But it was like just to show you how much it doesn't matter.
I mean, I would say. I mean, you have like the pacifistas. Granted, like they're trash against the top tiers, but you have.
That actually, talking about Frankie kind of made me think about more of it. Like, what if the thing that Vegapunk created were pacifistas that have the body of Kaido that like can't be destroyed? Like he did
Actually,
that same thing that he did to Kaido on the pacifista.
I actually have a theory about the pacifistas, but yeah. So mine is like, I feel like he gave them devil fruits.
That was much simpler than what I thought, and he already been trying that with all the dogs and funk
Exactly.
like that. Yeah,
Exactly.
oh shit,
Can you
devil
imagine?
pacifist, yeah,
Can
because
you
it's
imagine a pacifista with the Logia fruit? Oh my god.
I think that's
Yeah.
why.
That'd
I
be
think that's
wild.
where the military was headed, because it's like almost a commentary on like today's life, like where they were robots replacing everything. It's
Yeah.
almost like that's how it's gonna be. Like they've been practicing on swords and that weird dog cannon, and now they putting devil fruits in something they can control because I think they're probably doing it because of Kizaru. It's almost a weird parallel. Like they took his lasers, but he's one of the main reasons why they're getting robots because he he's always a prime example of someone who could be stronger if he was serious. So if they it's almost like the military was like saying that I wish we could just use your lasers without having you be in the way. You know
They,
what I mean? Like you're so lazy, we could get so much stuff done, but you're just so fucking stupid
they
that
could
it's not
kill
worth.
him. They could kill him and
Yeah,
take his devil fruit.
exactly. So they would almost be mirroring Whitebeard.
Yeah.
Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard's out, he's seen this bad guy taking devil fruits and doing all this and that, but the government's kind of secretly doing that. Like
Yeah.
that's wild if you think about it. Like the how well that's connected. You know what I'm saying? But
No.
yeah, Frankie. That
Yeah.
connected back to Frankie. So technically, I didn't get off subject. So Frankie, well, I mean, if that whole half poneglyph thing isn't real, then it doesn't come back to Frankie unless Frankie found a way to like take devil fruits out of things because he
Yeah.
was on his island. Because if Vegapunk found a way to put it in things, maybe he found a way to take it out. Maybe he found out to take it out of things early and just never found out how to put it into things until recently. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like
Mm.
that could be Frankie's thing. Like, hey, I know he's a dragon fruit user. I'm gonna take it out. I just need the right things, which I don't think is what happened at all.
I don't think so either.
But that could be the parallel, like Brooke taking on Big Mom, Frankie taking on Kaido.
Oh, I listen.
That's what I'm
He's he's
saying. They'll
he's
both
gonna.
lose, but they both thought that they had something that could compete with whatever they had. You know what I'm saying? Because no one for like, if I told you Brooke was gonna fight Big Mom before it happened, you'd be looking at me fucking stupid. And you have right to. I
What do
would
you
look at you
What do you
stupid,
mean?
but it happened.
Brooke is like the second strongest in the Straw Hats after Chopper.
You were the second sweetest person I've met. Stop it. Stop it. Like you putting Chopper on a pedestal. He ain't shit. Like a
But
Chopper, this Big Mom.
the whole Frankie thing. I honestly don't know what the weapon he would want to build is. Like, what if like he turns his son into this like into this kind of like Megazord thing?
Oh my god! And he sits in it as Shogun Frankie. So he's a robot inside a robot inside a robot.
Exactly. Oh shit! Yeah,
Fire.
my headphones are dying. I have no idea where I put the charger.
So tired of you. Now they end the stream
Okay.
early, and we only talked about one person.
Right. We're gonna have to do a 3.2 the next day.
Oh my god! Here we go.
That'll be
We
hilarious.
did
Yeah.
say we was gonna stream all week. We messed
Yeah.
up.
I
think
messed
we
up
did-
yesterday. Yeah. Well,
Exactly.
yo, blame my friend for coming over last minute. Literally, I was like, all right, let me take this nap, and then my friend texted me, oh, I'm coming over. I'm like, okay.
A little more notice than that.
Right. Oh man, where did I put this charger?
Useless.
Maybe it's in my bag.
But
Well,
all right, so I'm gonna try to get off Frankie for a little bit and try to switch to my boy Mihawk. Didn't know he was older than Shanks. That is interesting. It's funny when I see the flashback of him seeing Roger get executed. He looked hella weird without his mustache. Like
yeah,
he
he
looked shit.
looks like a villain. I don't even know, like.
He looks like a low tier villain who hasn't found.
Yeah,
him
like
yet.
someone who's too full of himself, and he gets one shotted by the main character.
Pretty much. It's like that hat and that mustache just makes him like he needs facial hair, or he just has one of those weird bald faces.
Right.
For
That reminds me actually of like when Moria was there too. Like Moria looked disgusting, but he always looks disgusting. So
true. Do you think Mihawk was there because everyone that was there that we've seen has become a pirate in some way? Do you think Shanks was a pirate at one point? Well, he's technically a pirate now. But you think he was a do you think his pirate side is bigger than what has been shown? Because I feel like he's a pirate. And before I feel like he's a pirate simply because it's the most convenient way to do whatever you want and people don't fuck with you. So I'm like, is he more than a pirate than he put on? Because he went to go see one of the greatest pirates. And I know that that means he identifies himself as a pirate. So if he really, lives that pirate lifestyle, not just because it's convenient, but because he kind of believes in it, then that kind of adds a little bit more to Mihawk than I initially, I guess, pinged him for. What do you think?
sorry, I was getting the charger, but I heard everything you were saying though. So, well, my thing is like, I've always wondered like, is Mihawk a pirate?
Yeah, he's one technically under the warlords.
Yeah,
He's
but
the seven warlords of the sea, and he has a bounty. That's frozen.
yeah, no,
So I
I
think
get
that's all
that.
you need to legally be a pirate.
Yeah, I get that, but it's like, does he have a crew? Where's his crew? Like, I feel like Mihawk is just someone that goes around, like, fighting strong people. And
Yeah,
I
but
feel
think
like,
about it. Luffy didn't have a crew at one point, but he was a pirate.
yeah, but like, Sebastian, stop. But I just feel like, but Luffy does more. Well, I guess you can't really say more piratey things, but like,
Like he was like Shanks when he traveled around. He just had the gumption to go get crew members. He was
Yeah.
traveling around in a boat by himself and doing what he wanted. That's exactly what.
yeah, but
Shanks
the difference is this guy's yelling every other second that he wants to be the pirate king.
Yeah, and that's his personality.
Yeah, but like Mihawk just seems like when he sees someone strong, he wants to fight them. That's it.
That's like
Come on,
Zoro.
stop.
Like Zoro,
Yeah, and
Like
Zoro wasn't a pirate though. He was a pirate hunter.
if he didn't turn in bounty, like the only reason he turned in bounties was to like live. Like Daddy Masterson was a bounty hunter out of necessity. He just wasn't a bounty hunter because he's like, hey, I want to get strong people and put them in jail. Like he wasn't a jailer. Like he didn't do it for justice or
Yeah,
anything.
no, I get that. Yeah,
So yeah,
but
so it's
I don't know.
like
It's just Mihawk doesn't seem like a pirate. That's my whole thing.
I don't know. I was on that boat, and that's when I started to. That's what I was saying. That whole he was at the Gold Rogers
Come
thing,
on.
and I'm like, is that like is there like a secret side to Mihawk to whereas he actually respects pirates, or he respects the code, or just something deeper than he just just fell into being a pirate because that's how I saw him before. It's just like he's a pirate kind of in title only, like he doesn't believe in the pirate code or whatever the fuck.
Well, him going to Gold Rogers thing, you could just say like a celebrity is dying. A lot of people, like even ordinary citizens, were all just there to watch Roger get executed. And Mihawk is one of those people that I just feel like he's interested in like some of the stuff that's going on in the world. That
Okay.
he would be there. Like I feel like anytime there's like a turning point happening, he appears. I'm like like he shows himself.
Kind of like the Watcher, in fucking
Yeah,
Marvel.
yeah, kind of.
Not the
Cause
Watchman,
like
but the what was it called? Oh, it was Watchman, the Watcher. Sorry,
yeah,
but yeah,
yeah,
okay.
cause like you can even say like the war. Like everyone knew that war was gonna be like a huge turning point, and like even he like even though like he never like I mean his attack didn't really go anywhere, but like he was like everyone was surprised that he was making like the first move and stuff like that.
Yeah, he did come. Like he showed up, which people were
Yeah.
surprised by already, and then
Right,
he was like,
exactly.
"Let me get this thing started." So yeah, it was a big shock to people, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, Mihawk. So you're saying that Mihawk? So okay, what's your like actual stance on Mihawk? Like, do you think Mihawk is has like a secret respect for pirates, or you think he doesn't have any opinions about pirates at all, or
Uh, I
whatever?
feel like he doesn't really care. Like he's
Different.
just like whatever. Yeah. I mean
Mm.
his like best friends a pirate.
Yeah, and like a pretty substantial pirate.
That's
But
right, one of the top pirates in the world. So
I feel
like
like he
I
just has
really
a
feel
thing.
like
I feel like he has like a respect for strong pirates,
yeah
and I don't know, maybe like his sensei or whatever was a pirate or had pirate ties,
yeah
like loose pirate ties, almost like Mihawk. Like I feel like Mihawk definitely had to have like a trainer, and if we ever get to like a Mihawk death scene or Zoro meets him again, I feel like we're gonna get a flashback so we can see him grow up and then run into Shanks.
yeah.
And I feel like whoever his teacher is going to have like loose ties to piracy in some kind of way. I don't know if he's going to go as far as like, okay, yeah, Shanks' teacher knew Whitebeard or Roger or something like that, but possibly.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, yeah, just Mihawk just seems like I just want to fight strong people. I want to see if anyone can defeat me.
Well, going along that vein, actually, do you think there's ever going to be a spot in the story where Mihawk fights Fujitora? Because I feel like
Uh,
Fujitora has strong ties to Wano, and I've always questioned how Mihawk feels about those people in general.
and
Like,
Wano?
yeah, like how does he feel about basically the strongest samurai kind of almost automatically having to be from there? Like, if there's a swordsman out there, and if there was a top tier class somewhere, it would Wano would be the first place you would go if you could go there. And he
Yeah.
definitely knows about it. Do you think like he ever went there? You feel like he ever has like a yearning to go there or what?
I feel like he has visited there because he's regarded as the world's strongest swordsman. He wants to fight strong opponents. So I'm sure that like if you hear of a country full of warrior samurai and you want to be regarded as the best, you have to have visited there at some point.
But you have to think about it. if news never gets out or leaves, one, it will be a hard way for him to tell who's there in the first place,
Yeah.
and then even if he wins, the world wouldn't be able to recognize it. Because I feel like when people say the world, they mean the world that's
Yeah,
connected by the world government.
I get that, but as someone like Mihawk, his pride will not stand for if he doesn't like at least go to a country of samurai that exists,
All right, but it's like
regardless of what
we
the
haven't
world
had
thinks.
any, we haven't had any like any confirmation at all that he even gives a damn about Wano or that he's ever visited because no
No,
one has
yeah,
been
I
like, oh
mean,
yeah, remember that one guy with
Wano's
that
just
huge
begun
sword?
though.
It just begun, but it's like
Yeah,
we haven't had any like Oda like typical hints. Like usually we have some kind of hint of something. But we
I
haven't had
mean,
anything.
I'm
It's
sure,
almost even like it's not like a thing almost.
I'm sure we're gonna get it eventually. I wonder
Uh,
if my stream is like so. My headset keeps on saying, "Please charge device." I wonder if the stream can hear that. That would be annoying.
that would be hilarious.
It's
I
charging,
have
but I guess it's not charging good enough. Wow, we're still on. All right,
yeah.
so favorite moment of Mihawk.
It's not that many, but
What?
there's not that many. Like comparatively to like the
Uh,
Straw Hats,
that's
he doesn't
true.
have that many. I would
I
say, uh,
well, I was gonna say my favorite moment is, and is when he's fighting Zoro. Like when he
no,
stops Zoro's swords with that knife, I was laughing straight up.
it was pretty
It
embarrassing.
was
He didn't
it
have to
was
do him like
sad,
that.
yo. And first of all, he was like, "Oh, like, I'm so sorry, I don't have anything little." And like his facial expression, oh my god,
But he was dead ass serious.
I feel like he
Like
was so cocky back then.
I don't feel like it's changed. I feel like he has. It's almost like he's been bathed in greatness for so long that
Yeah,
his callousness and like snarky attitude, he doesn't even realize it anymore.
right.
Like he's been taking on assholes that be like, "Yeah, I'm gonna beat you, fucking world's greatest," and he's just gotten like kind of callous to how people react or whatever. Or maybe he's been that way forever. But he said that with no hesitation, and it's not. I don't even feel like he was talking purposely talking down to him. He was just like, "Bruh,
Yeah, I
I,
mean,
I really don't
I
want to
wouldn't
lose
say
that."
he wasn't talking. I feel like he was talking down to him, but like until he noticed like Joe's determination. But I did love when he was saying when he told Zoro like, "Oh, like you're just a frog in the well. Like this world is much bigger than you." He was so right, considering all the stuff we've seen. Like, yeah,
And it's wild because that meant so much more being said to Zoro
yeah,
because out of all the people on the ship, he trained the most. Like he had the most. His drive, I would say, would be better than Luffy's because Luffy realized that strength is required to be the Pirate King and to get you out the New World. Zoro realized the same thing, and he trained.
yeah,
Luffy stopped training on the ship, which is weird to me. Like, I thought he would at least be throwing punches every now and then, or training with Zoro, or asking him how to weight lift. He's just like whatever. And
yeah,
now that he's had his ass beat 2 or 3 times, he's finally in Wano
yeah.
lifting weights. So it's like,
But
oh, wow.
I don't know. It's hard to say about the whole training thing because we do see Zoro training more, but then it's like we don't really see the Straw Hats doing much during their free time. It's not really shown, which is one of my problems with One Piece.
Exactly, but you can infer what they're doing because we had Usopp. His thing is tinkering. We could have Usopp come up with weapons off screen like he does, but Oda goes out of his way to show him tinkering with stuff
Yeah,
and showing him get inceptions like baby ideas and then growing them into something else, like
hey,
the slingshot.
come
Like
on, stop.
they show that Luffy hasn't done a push up except in his like flashbacks, and it's like
Yeah,
he knows he got to get stronger, but he just doesn't do it. You have a workout guru on your ship, but you never go and be like, "Hey Zoro, teach me how to do whatever." Because I'm pretty sure Luffy can lift everything Zoro can lift.
oh yeah. But the thing is like the reason why I saw like we don't really see it, even though it may happen,
Hmm.
is that fact that they do get stronger. So it's like they get stronger off screen, unfortunately.
Which is foolish.
Yeah. They're like,
But like, yeah, because I remember it was SBS. Someone asked when does Nami draw maps, and it was like,
yeah,
oh yeah, when the crew like goes to sleep or like
exactly.
they're
Like,
failing or something.
so show that to us, like once every other arc or something, like
Mm-hmm.
Don't reveal that to us in the SBS. Yo, this cat is driving me crazy right now. He's like trying to go into my Tims, like, yeah. Hello, Sebastian, stop.
Cat love is real.
Oh shoot, something fell. Oh well. All right.
My favorite moment from Mihawk definitely has to be when I guess this is definitely a Mihawk moment. It's kind of a Luffy moment, but it's more Mihawk when they was in Marineford and Luffy was about to like stretch his arms to punch Mihawk, but then he foresaw that if he did that, he would have got his arms cut off or whatever.
Yeah.
Favorite moment because it was just like Shanks. That was a confirmation that Shanks really wasn't playing games. Because like if he just wanted to test Luffy on some pal around stuff, kind of like Kuma did, Luffy wouldn't have felt that. He felt the killer intent of Mihawk, and Mihawk was 100% serious. Like I will fuck you up. You come over here with that bullshit, and that kind of like set Mihawk apart almost because it's like I didn't know where he kind of lied because it's like he kind of went easy on Zoro when he really didn't have to.
Yeah.
And it's like he took a liking to Zoro, but I don't know if that extended to his whole crew or if he would like hold back in certain situations. But he was really gonna cut Luffy's arms off.
And Luffy in that moment, I mean, even though like that whole arm kind of thing didn't happen, like he was still going easy on him. I feel like.
Oh yeah, like he wasn't going as hard as he probably would against Shanks, but he wasn't like.
Yeah, he wasn't. Yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, what do you hope to see from Mihawk in the future?
Mainly less or more dialogue. So I feel like the whole brooding thing is cool. And I want a few exposition dumps from him. Like I kind of want to know about stuff that he knows because I feel like he has information or he's pieced together information from like his sources that he probably has and like the newspaper because he's kind of has his ears to the streets. So I feel like he knows about more stuff that we probably don't have information about, and I just want him to like pop in the story for whatever reason and just give us a whole bunch of info.
Yeah. I mean, I do feel like we're gonna get that from him because we kind of got a little bit of that with him kind of alluding to the Shichibukai probably being abolished.
Right. I just don't want vagueness. Is all I'm saying. Like I know
I get it. But I feel like that's like the start of it. If you could say that.
Oh, that's definitely the seed to where we'll see more like inner thoughts from Mihawk because that's kind of what I miss. Like from a lot of shonen anime, or just anime in general, there's a lot of self-reflection sometimes if you're looking at like a deeper anime.
Yeah.
Where the character really tries to like look at himself and change or whatever the fuck. And Mihawk is filled that void for me because no one else really does that. You know what I'm saying? No one else has that thought bubble. It's like, what if this? You know what I'm saying? I feel like there's no real schemers on the crew that does that. I feel like they do it every now and then, but it's just for like a single thought. Yeah. It's never like they're walking through a train station, kind of thinking of their plan before they get to the thing, so they can make sure everything goes right. It's just like we're gonna walk up and hope shit goes okay, pretty much.
And holy Christ, this cat ruined my Tim laces.
Might have to put him down.
I'm gonna have to sell this comic. Yo, Sebastian, look at me. Hello, I'm talking to you. I'm selling you on Amazon, okay? I'm gonna sell you on Amazon. Ruining my. I got these as a Christmas gift. Oh my god. Yeah, all right. Well, the way like that whole thing happened, the scene with him and the ghost girl, it does seem like he's gonna be brought back into the story somehow. And I hope that also means like someone like Boa Hancock will be brought back into the story because I actually want to see more with her character because I actually don't like her character at all.
You don't like Boa Hancock?
Her character is it's annoying.
Yeah, the whole love struck thing, and I'm pretty sure a lot of
Well,
female
that
characters.
I don't really care about. I mean, I kind of like it just because it's because it's towards Luffy. I like it, but like I want her to be nicer to her people. Like,
Yeah, she's kind of a dick
yeah,
all
she
the time.
is. Like,
I feel like that's not even the worst part to me. Like, well, I guess we just feel like different about the worst part, but they're both pretty bad. Like, I hate the whole Luffy flirting thing because it's just like a lot of wasted dialogue. Her
yeah,
being mean can be solved eventually, and she doesn't really talk about it a lot. She just
yeah.
does it. But the whole Luffy thing, she wastes so much dialogue and talking. She does all this extra shit. That just wastes more time to me, and that's why I don't like it more.
Yeah, I feel you on that. And honestly, I feel like is Luffy X Margaret. So you know,
So who the hell even who's Margaret?
Margaret, she is the best person ever.
That's how low tier she is. I don't
What do
even
you?
remember.
Whoa, 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 whoa! She's the one who saved Luffy after he ate mushrooms and got it was like all over his body.
Oh,
And Amazon Lily, yeah,
the blonde girl, right?
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Yo, I wanted it to happen, but that was literally the absolute weirdest like half shipping moment I ever seen because it was so much
yeah,
build up
like
and angst between them, or at
yeah,
least from her, and it went nowhere.
because I don't know how to describe, it, but like it just the way it was written, like it just seemed like there was something going to happen between them, and like they were having like actual dialogue, you know. So I just wish we could have seen more from her. I would even have minded if she joined the crew, honestly.
If the Kuja girl,
Yeah, I like her.
I
I
I
like her more
honestly
than Boy Hancock.
pretty much like I honestly thought it was gonna be a thing where Luffy would have taken like a liking to her more and
Yeah,
been like telling Hancock to like leave me alone. I want to hang out with this chick, and it
yeah.
caused Hancock to change to a nicer person.
Oh,
That would have been a great.
her birthday is April 9th. I am definitely gonna have an appreciation stream for her because she's actually one of my favorite girls in One Piece.
No, Margaret.
Yeah,
That's actually pretty fair. Like I can't be mad at that.
yeah. I actually really like her. Like, I really wish she was in the story more. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. Like,
It would have been nice. Like
yeah.
see her do a carrot. Like she should have been the carrot before carrot. 'Cause I feel
Yeah.
like that's exactly what happened. Like they went to an island, they found someone that like they were really cool with, and then they wanted to leave, and no one really knows about the island or
Yeah.
can get to it. It's almost the same as Zoe. So she should have came, and they could have had like two, three more members, or
Right.
at least they she would have traveled with him for a while and then found somewhere else to dock or someone else to fall in love with, and then that could have ended the whole love triangle. It could have been a cool love triangle all the way until the new world, and then she would have got off somewhere, and then maybe Boa would have changed, and then we could have went from there. But no,
I gotta say, I kind of hate love triangles and
it's better than what the fuck is
and
happening
no
now.
in anime because I feel like the main characters end up not choosing any of them and just be
That's
like, it annoys me. I'm like, oh my god.
all the wasted potential.
Right, exactly,
Like if
exactly.
it, like I feel like if you're gonna go that way, like do the thing. And I feel like people don't want to put characters in relationships because it like changes them. And I just feel like it's such a normal thing to where you can flesh out the character more. The way
Yeah,
he interacts with the opposite sex, it's such a good character moment. It just I don't know why you wouldn't do it. And then you just have him break up with him. Like when you want the story to get back to Luffy doing his own thing, be like, hey. I don't want to hang out with you anymore. Just do some Luffy stuff, like I'll be back, or Goku. Like Goku had a whole wife. That didn't take away from the fact that he did what the fuck he wanted, basically.
Yeah. Although I really had problems with that. I'm like, oh my god. Like at the end of GT. Well, I'm never mad about GT actually. Never mad about GT. But well, okay, well, yeah, just about GT. It's like
Oh god.
you have a wife, and like you're gonna be like, oh, see ya, like what?
Oh yeah, like that was the whole. I think the whole point that I think the whole point of Goku getting a relationship was to just show you how much of a fuck he didn't give,
Yeah,
and to
but
give I guess more characters that would make sense.
I guess I am kind of happy that Super does exist, just because it corrects that in a way. Because I'm just like,
Uh Kinda, I guess.
yeah,
Like I feel like there's more feelings in
yeah. But all right, just back to One Piece.
it.
All right, so Shanks. All right.
That boy, I just scrolled past the Ben Beckman post too.
Favorite moment of Shanks.
Favorite Shanks moment. It's easily when he stepped on Whitebeard's ship. Like I was gonna take a while and maybe think of some other ones, but stepping on
Yeah.
Whitebeard's ship and seeing the level, like that was the smallest glimpse into the next world of One Piece. Like One Piece does a good job of kind of hiding which way it's gonna go
Yeah.
and not taking off too fast. Like it's a slow burn, but that was the greatest window into what's gonna happen because I feel like I said before, King's Hockey has had way more hype than any other power system. Like observation hockey, fishman karate, devil fruits, all that's pretty good. The only thing that probably parallels the true power of Conqueror's hockey is like Devil Fruit Awakening.
Yeah. I
And
mean,
then
the
that's
only one who knows how to use Fishman Karate is Jinbei. But
not he's a master of it, but there's a lot of other fishmen. Koala
I,
knows how to
I
use
wish
it.
we could see more of that.
Koala,
That's like,
she's one.
yeah. And then we don't see her do anything.
I mean, Hack used it in the tournament. He got his hand broke, but he used it.
Exactly. The guy's hand
I mean,
broken.
it was a barrier. Like I don't think anyone's breaking that barrier.
I feel like Jinbei can punch through that barrier, not break it, but like send his attack wave going through that somehow. I don't know.
You think who could do it?
Jinbei.
What? Lies.
Listen, strongest fisherman ever. All right. Shanks. All right.
Is he stronger than King Neptune?
What? King Neptune is trash.
What you mean? Well, his back got a little messed up. All right,
his
but he's
back.
still the king.
Didn't Zoro defeat him, or was that my imagination?
Actually, no. Horty Jones, I think, tied up the king, and then Zoro beat Horty Jones.
Yeah.
But at the same time,
yeah.
the old dude, his back was on. He was about to fight him. I think his back got fucked up, and that's why he caught him.
Wait. So you're telling me you think King Neptune can defeat Jinbei?
No, but I'm saying you think he's the strongest fisherman. I'm saying this man's a king. That don't count for nothing strength wise.
King Neptune is not defeating anyone. He's not. I'm not even, listen. I'm not even trolling on this one, but he's not even defeated Chopper.
Okay, now
I'm not even trolling. Like the three brothers and King Neptune, they were jokes to me in terms of their strength. Like I don't know.
I mean, the older one, I think it was Fukaboshi, the oldest one. He looked like he had promise, but if he couldn't defeat Horty Jones by himself, then
was that pre-drugs or post-drugs that he couldn't defeat Horty?
I think it was post-drugs because did Zoro beat Horty post-drugs?
Pre-drugs.
Like the first time? Pre-drug. Okay, so pre-drugs. I think that's when he was in the castle. Because remember, they was in the castle, and that's where he was tied up.
So it was pre-drugs, right?
Yeah, like Zoro defeated pre-drugs.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the brother. Wait, did they actually fight Holy? I don't remember. Oh my god.
Yeah, it
Push
was
my
so long
eye was
ago.
so far away. Yeah.
I hated it
You
so
know,
much.
I'm gonna
I
just
think
type that in YouTube and see if something like that comes up.
true because I can remember how many people and who beat who,
Right.
especially during that period. Because, like I said, there's a lot of bad arcs. Like I recently found out that that Foxy Pirate Games arc was actually canon. Like I really thought it was filler for the
Dude,
longest time.
you know what's funny? I didn't recently find out, but like the first time I was watching it, right? I didn't watch it because I honestly thought it was filler.
I'm telling you.
And then I was listening to a stream, and then someone was saying that it's canon. I'm like, oh shoot, really? I skipped an arc. I was so surprised, yo.
I
Oh man.
really didn't want to. Like when in the middle of it, I was hating life. I really wish it would it
Yeah.
ended because I knew for a fact that it wasn't going to end with the Straw Hats being on another crew. That would have been way too dynamic
Yeah.
and way too cool for One Piece. Like I feel like if maybe the show was a seinen or if it was just not a shonen,
Yeah.
by Shueisha, maybe it would have been different. But it just I knew the stakes wasn't high. I knew it wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
That's what kind of took it away from me. Like imagine Usopp chilling on another crew just sad. Like this shit wouldn't happen. That would be dope. Because it maybe if Zoro got put on another crew, maybe he would have took over Foxy's crew and just merged crews, and it would just been like that.
With Luffy. Oh man,
That would have been cool. Like it would just been like a parallel. He has another ship. Foxy goes off and does dumb shit.
Yeah.
So we get laughs every now and again. Like he go get supplies, and then the main crew goes and does stuff.
Yeah.
Like I feel like that could have went a lot of ways, but it didn't.
But yeah, like I honestly thought that was filler just because of how the arc was playing. It didn't seem like a. It just didn't seem like a One Piece thing. So I'm like,
it didn't seem important. Like I didn't see it foreshadowing anything.
Yeah.
I didn't see it revealing any, mysteries that we've been wondering about.
Exactly. So I honest to God thought it was filler. Like
every panel that was wasted on that arc could have told us something important. We could have got the Aokiji Akainu fight. We could have had more with Ace. We could have. There's a countless number of things. But you know what he put his pen and paper to do? Draw fucking Foxy in that fucking slow beam.
I gotta say, I still haven't read that arc though.
You don't want to do it to yourself. Literally worthless. They ride skateboard. Not skateboards, but fucking have skates. It's like an actual battle on skates, and you have to win a roller skating competition.
That sounds like what, Air Gear?
Air Gear was my shit, but this has nothing on Air Gear. The only thing that was cool, really, if we wanted to say was cool, was Afro Luffy.
Yeah, everyone says that. I'm like, okay, I gotta watch it. Oh yeah.
Yeah, man. That saved it. The fact that I was dying laughing every time.
Yeah.
Every time fucking Sanji, because I think I watched it first. Like I didn't luckily I didn't have to read it. I watched it. So I'm just seeing Sanji just blurt out every now and then, just so funky. I'm just like, what the fuck is happening? That shit had me weak, and that's probably why I thought it was filler too, because I saw it.
I mean, eventually I'll read it / watch it.
I mean, in order to be a real One Piece fan, you have to suffer through it.
Yeah, I know. I wonder if I should watch it, because the anime was really good back then.
The anime saves it because you get to hear funny shit like Sanji saying that, or just you get to see them, or see Luffy. Well, I won't tell you what happens, because some of the stuff that you just find out in that arc is just silly, and it kind of makes it. So if you know everything going in, you're just sitting there, just I know this because my friend told me. So you just gotta watch it yourself.
All right.
I would definitely watch it.
All right. Back to Shanks though. Favorite moments? Did I say mine? I didn't say mine. All right. So mine. The most obvious choice should be Shanks stops the war. But I am Another obvious one would be the Sea King one, you know. Sea King will diffs Shanks.
Yeah, I'm about to say, I don't know if that would be the obvious one, because people were pretty pissed at that one.
What people are pissed at that?
Yeah, because it's like, people don't really get the meaning behind him losing his arm, but it's used so many times to be like, you know,
it was just meant. It was meant to show that, you know, the Sea King is stronger than Shanks, and now Luffy's stronger than the Sea King. Therefore, Luffy's stronger than Shanks.
But Shanks is a Yonko, and Luffy's not.
Luffy, what do you mean? You didn't read that newspaper? I think we all read the same newspaper.
When Luffy beat the Sea King, he wasn't a Yonko.
I was just joking, but
and real.
I think my favorite moment is when he's telling it was Ace and Whitebeard's feeding right now. He's just talking about Luffy, like it's okay to cry, you know, like just cry.
You know what's fucking wild? I actually was reading that like in the middle of class at school, and that was I actually made that panel when he said that my background. Because so I actually remember that vividly because I was like showing people, I was like, One Piece, look at this. So I definitely know exactly what scene you're talking about, and I feel it. That's my second favorite one.
I love that scene.
Shit got so real. Like, yo, King of Lightning is playing One Piece World Seeker. I might have to watch that after this because I need to see how trash it is.
I wonder how he got it because like, it comes up to 15th, right?
He's fucking King of Lightning. Does what he wants, apparently. And he's probably like has clout enough to be like a reviewer. So people get it early so they can review it early. So when the game comes out, people are saying good stuff about it.
All right, what do we got?
I can't wait to get to that level.
Oh, I love that title. Is this a game stream? He hasn't done one in a while.
Exactly.
I feel like I know I heard people say it's gonna be trash. I mean, it looks like it could be trash, but it's like
it's almost 100% guaranteed to be trash.
Yeah, but I still kind of want to get it. Like, I don't know why.
I feel like it's this is what's it called? I can't remember the name of that arc, the Foxy arc, the Foxy Pirate arc. It's almost like you don't want to watch it, but to be a real nigga, you have to. Run up trees. You have to. It's not fair. I know,
oh Lord, he coming.
You have to.
So this doesn't.
So
I don't want to say much. This doesn't look terrible yet.
I'm not working tomorrow, but I do want to. I do want to cook
except that guy.
Goes
that early. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. Although we should have a stream tomorrow.
There's an arrow this way.
We definitely should, Mr. 7-Day Stream. I'm all about it.
That looks like a secret exit.
This is our second one out of 3 days.
Let's keep going that way.
Apparently, if you fall in the water, you die.
I definitely can't do Saturday.
He coming
that right now, though. I'm working the whole day.
Oh shit!
Get out of here, you dude.
Well, yeah, we'll definitely do one tomorrow. We'll come up with a topic, and I'll make that thumbnail, and we can go from there.
I want to see if Mochi would be available because I really want to do like the big mom there.
Yeah, if we can get the other guys in the stream ever, then
and like I can actually do like a early stream because I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. So
what is this?
Sounds good to me, man.
Okay,
well, yeah, like I said,
an exit right there.
I'm glad we out here getting it done. Whenever you want to stream, man, let me know.
All right. So. What
that's just it.
Do we hope for is
I guess let's just get that one for now since it's right there.
Yeah.
Man, that's easy. I want him to do something. I want him to be somewhere because this man has not appeared in a minute. He showed up to the Gorosei, and he's just feel like I feel like he's gonna be going for another like 10 years. Like, it's foolish. I need Shanks to do something. He's almost Smoothie level. If he wasn't such a god, he'd be Smoothie level.
He respawned.
Yeah, I'm saying it.
Do not compare anyone to the trash that is Smoothie, please.
I've heard more lines from Smoothie than Shanks. It's a fucking problem.
Listen. Shanks isn't lying on the ground saying somebody do something. Okay.
Oh, good.
She wasn't lying on the ground. She was.
She was lying on the ground.
When she was next to the door, when she wanted to get inside to beat Brooke.
No. When Big Mom was screaming
Why is it
at the
green?
wedding.
Who the fuck
You can
else?
exit, maybe is what that
Everyone
means.
else was feeling the same way. They just didn't say it.
Yeah,
Katakuri was.
That counts as an exit.
Katakuri,
Hey, you know what?
Somebody
You know what?
do
That
Cropper.
actually
Like,
counts.
I think because that's his character.
As an
He didn't
exit,
want to
so,
yell too loud. Or
yeah, but
that's
then
right, that's right.
Katakuri make the mochi
We take those.
earplugs, right?
That's the easiest
after,
exit this game's given
I
me.
think she stopped for a minute. Like I think something happened to where she stopped,
All right,
and then he
let's
did it.
see.
Like
Yeah,
during
but
the
then
call.
she was still screaming.
Yeah, after that.
Yeah.
But like he was stuck, just like everyone else, until she stopped. So it's not like he just
Listen,
forced his will
listen.
through the pain.
A second commander is like crying. Somebody do something. Like a little bitch.
You
Okay.
are so just terrible. Leave Smoothie alone. At least she has more lines than Shanks.
Whoa, listen.
Mm.
What are those lines good at doing? Somebody do something.
Why is there that?
Bruh, you're so terrible. I mean, I agree. Her words don't have impact,
Yeah.
but at the same
I
time,
wish there was a website that I could just look up
just, like-
Smoothie's lines.
Oh, it doesn't let me do that. Really?
Oh, they're all just like
Gotta go all the way up.
somebody this, somebody that.
somebody call Katakuri because I can't open the
Right.
door. Someone, Big Mom, this is happening and I can't do
Oh
shit
my
about
God.
it. Yeah, that's pretty much the only thing she'd be able to say.
Oh man.
Well, maybe he's not Smoothie level, but he needs to get his shit together. I want to see more with Shanks. I want to know if he's a bad guy because I was watching a stream today where people were talking about him possibly being a bad guy,
Oh
and
dear.
Trees.
Those theories.
and I don't think he's a bad guy. I think he's almost like Gon's dad on Hunter x Hunter.
No spoilers. I haven't read Hunter x Hunter.
I don't.
Oh,
want
but
this. I don't like
but
any
you
of
like
this.
watched like the first couple seasons, right? Though.
John!
I have never watched. Or I read the
Okay,
first
well
chapter.
suddenly this level got
The first
really
two
brutal.
chapters.
Well, never mind. That's wild.
Cause-
We need
nah.
to fix that.
No, the whole reason is I was about to start reading Hunter x Hunter until I heard about the hiatuses. Because
I mean,
they
by
gave
the time you catch up, the hiatus will be over because there's a lot of Hunter x Hunter, and you have to reread.
yeah, but he takes a hiatus every year, right?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't because like Berserk is. Can I say it's my favorite more than One Piece?
That's tough. I gotta read
But-
Berserk. I've been hearing Berserk is wild.
So so the thing is like I used to read Berserk, right?
Mhm.
And then I got up to a point and I stopped. This was like 3 years ago. I stopped reading Berserk or something like that because of the hiatuses.
Nope.
I'm like, I don't want to catch up and then be waiting like a year or something for a new chapter, so I stopped. And then this year I started reading it again. I'm like, you know what? Let me just start from the beginning
Oh
because
gosh, the other
I
spark.
want to catch up, but then there's
No, I didn't have
so
a
much
way
stuff I
out.
forgot. So let me just start from the beginning again.
Dang.
I'm like, oh my god, this thing is so bad.
Yeah, just so you know, you
I'm
can't
not
like
getting it.
spin off the wall.
And I'm just thinking like I'm gonna catch up and I'm gonna hate myself because I'm not gonna get any new chapters. Like, and I don't know if the story's ever gonna end. You know,
Yeah.
it's one of those things where it's like, should I like hurt myself by like catching up and then it's gonna be an unfinished story? Like, you know.
Well, here's what you do. You try to mitigate how fast you catch up. The way I've been doing it recently is I'll watch like Promise Neverland every week
Yeah.
or whatever. And it's like, instead of going to read the manga, I'll just wait
I
for
should
the
just
anime to
climb
come
that
out.
spark
So
wall.
then I'll space it out and let the
Left.
manga build up. And then when maybe the show ends or they stop making episodes, I can read the manga and have years to just catch up on.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just if Berserk, if this guy would finish Berserk and then they'll make a decent
Yo, what's up,
anime,
Blackham?
oh my god,
They said, well, this anime out. A lot of people shit on it, but it's out.
It's no, like, I said
There's
a
another
decent
streamer who
anime.
throws himself
Oh my
at
God. I mean,
not
crazy
trash.
hard hacks like these.
Decent.
Is the Berserk anime really that trash?
The first one was alright, but then they took away some character. They took away a character from it, which was, I don't know why they did that, but and then they made a CGI one too, which is, you know.
Oh, that was a
could
flat
go
surface.
either way.
Fucking
I
slide
think
room.
I've seen that one. That's one
Yeah,
I've seen.
I watched like the first
Yo,
episode. And I
Caddy,
was
what's up,
like,
dude?
I just thought that's how it's supposed to go. But shit, Shanks, So I did mine. Did you do yours? Where you want to see him go in the future?
Oh, so in the future, I don't want that whole him being an evil character thing to. It would be interesting, but like, it would have to be really, really interesting for me to like it.
Right, I can get that.
Yeah. I don't want him to be a villain for the sake of like a shock factor. I want him to have like a.
Okay, so what if he isn't a villain? What if he's just more selfish than people thought? Like he's more of a pirate, to whereas he'll
Don't come to me. Okay.
do
you go away.
not anything, but he'll do some underhand stuff for treasure or to get ahead or to stay in power.
Those are slidey
and I
holes.
don't know
could've-
evil.
could've,
Like I'll
butt
leave
slammed.
you
That's
dying off a bridge, but like he made questionable moves or
Get
he
out of here.
did, some shady stuff just to get ahead. Not on some petty stuff, but on some.
Yeah.
All right, I got to make a big move. Either I give up this dude or I get more powerful or whatever. And Shanks made like a shady choice. You like, would you take that? Like he's just morally ambiguous, just kind of like how Luffy's supposed to be, because I feel like he's a pirate. So there's like a side of him that's like, I do what I want, but then he tries to be good, not try to be good, but he does things because if something happens in front of him, he'll fix it so he can sleep at night, but he won't go and like solve a mystery. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, well.
I do like
Big blind jump.
characters.
YOLO.
Yeah, I feel like Shanks should be that.
What
Like
is
Shanks
that?
will have dealings.
Why is that
with
here?
The Goro will say like that, and it doesn't make him a dirtbag. It just he knows what it is. If you want real power, you got to get what the Goro say and manipulate them, and get with some other Yonko, manipulate them, stuff like that. Almost some law shit.
Yeah. That's one of the reasons why I do like law.
No.
Yeah, I don't think it would be bad. I just think if he was a straight up mustache twirler, then it would suck.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Like if he's evil to be evil, like you were saying the other day.
Yeah. I mean, there's no problem with him being like evil, but like it would have to be like
Like say a
interesting reason. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'm with that.
And then like if it like, cause it would be interesting if there was a reason, and then like it just clashed with like Luffy's ideals or something like that, you know?
Yeah,
It's like,
he,
some people
he's
think,
disappointed in Shanks. I want to see Luffy have like a disappointed son moment in Shanks.
because some people do feel like, you know, obviously like they have to like fight, you know, and some people don't like the idea that it's just so Luffy can improve himself. So I mean, this could just give a better reason as to why they will fight, you know.
That's what I would have a problem with. Like I didn't want them two to fight just to be like, this is what niggas do.
Yeah.
Like I want it to be like, all right, Luffy kind of fights injustice when he's like right in front of it.
Yeah.
So if Shanks doing some kind of unjust shit to where it's almost like on the line to where he's torn, like I want to see Luffy torn. Like Shanks is doing some shady shit, but it's so almost not shady that it's almost that some people can consider Luffy fucked up for trying to stop Shanks, but then other people would be like, I understand. So that way there could be some conflict, and then there's a reason to fight instead of just, hey nigga, let's fight. You know. Like,
yeah, I get you on that. Yeah, I mean,
That's lame.
and as far as his character, obviously Shanks is gonna die. Like that's just.
I
What is
would
it?
not recommend this
Obviously.
hack to
What?
somebody who's not played as
Why would
many
he
hacks
die?
before.
Blackbeard's
Why
gonna.
would he
It's just obvious that Blackbeard's gonna kill him.
for what reason?
That's not to
like
say
I
it's
would
a
say
bad
more.
hack.
Kid would have more
But
reason
that's
to kill him.
also
He
kind
just
of
took
to
his
say it's a
arm.
bad hack.
Yeah, but because of like
The whole
their
scar
Shanks,
thing, like
yeah, the scar thing, the whole conversation they have that
It's
they're
bad
rooting
from an
for.
ethical perspective.
Like I just feel
I feel like
like
they're gonna fight, but I don't feel like Blackbeard's gonna beat him. I feel like maybe them fighting will be.
Oh no.
Okay, so I feel like Shanks fighting
Sure,
Blackbeard
that made
will be the
sense.
turning point to kind of show Luffy and the others
Oh,
that
he shot in between the other shots.
it's almost cliche. It's almost cliche,
I
but
didn't
it's
really
like
have a way of knowing
I
that.
feel like Shanks has like achieved strength in an almost pure way. Like he fought, he paid his dues basically, and he got whatever King Taki's got, and it's magnificent.
Butt slide.
And I feel like Blackbeard took a whole bunch of shortcuts, and whatever powers he's gonna have at the end, besides the darkness fruit, which he got kind of shady, but I guess that counts because he's a pirate. It's gonna not pale in comparison, but Shanks is gonna overcome it, and Luffy's gonna see that. I feel like that's gonna be the moment between Shanks and Blackbeard. Like Blackbeard's gonna have some crazy shit. He's gonna be like, yeah, I had to steal to get this, I had to lie, cheat, do all this shit, and then Shanks is gonna come through like, hey, you can do that, you can be a top pirate, but you're only gonna achieve a certain level. And then Shanks comes out of nowhere and just boom, this is how you be a real pirate or whatever, and he kind of shows him the way, and then Blackbeard's gonna use that and be like, all right, I thought I was ready, but I wasn't. And then he goes back, and then maybe, you know, Blackbeard and Luffy have a fight, because it's almost like a Rob Lucci thing. Like Luffy sees Blackbeard so determined to kill Shanks, and it's like, yeah, Shanks stopped him the first time, but then Luffy figures out that Blackbeard has something that maybe kills Shanks, and then he fights Blackbeard. Like, I don't think that
give me that. Oh,
Shanks
let's
is gonna go down because of Blackbeard. I almost feel like it's almost like a slap in the face. Like, I don't think he's old enough. Like, Whitebeard dying, okay, but Shanks is too almost in his prime.
Right, so I'm moving on the overworld just because that's how the game saves.
Ace died. He's young, right?
But he died to he got captured and he died to Kainu to put like the plot for it. I feel like Ace dying was like.
So, do you think Shanks? So you don't think Shanks is gonna die in this story?
No, I don't.
Oh my gosh.
What would be his reason for still being alive?
What is his name?
To be
We're
like
call him Charles, even though that's Chuck's name.
Another question.
To be like Rayleigh almost.
How many mentors?
Do I really have to follow that?
I mean, I know this is like, it's just a stereotype, but like a lot of mentors usually die in Shonen.
This is a jump.
And some of them don't. Like,
yeah, some of them don't. But like,
Frank.
The way it's being
what about
written,
Dino?
You don't. What makes you think that Shanks is not going to be killed by Blackbeard?
Call him Dino.
The same reason I don't think Shiryu the Rain is going to kill Mihawk.
Dino! And he's purple.
I don't know who would ever think that in the first place. That's
Mihawk is a mentor to Zoro.
Yeah, but
most mentors in Shonen die, like you said.
Yeah, so but like, that's kind of different though, because no, it is because one of Zoro's goals is to become the strongest swordsman. And if Mihawk's get killed,
I need that?
Like, that's just gonna, like,
I might be able to make the jump.
Shatter Zoro's like dream.
Why would it shadow his dream? He has his goals become the world's strongest.
Yo, holy smokes, Sicario! Thank you for that.
Mihawk is the strongest now, but
and that's beating Mihawk.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah.
No, he'll beat whoever the strongest is. So whoever
do you think Shiryu is like close to Mihawk's level?
Yesto love in the chat.
By the time in the story, because that's some in the story stuff. So
we don't need
we've seen him get a power boost once already, but we haven't seen every
we can definitely make that
power. We haven't seen the entire power spectrum when it comes to One Piece. Like, we don't know the depths of it. So Shiryu could not look up to par to him now. But if we figure out all the power systems, like how Hack's Conquerors can be, or how Hack's Observation can be, and then Shiryu gets that, then it'll be like, okay, now I can see him beat Shiryu. So when he gets to that point, a lot of people are saying that Shiryu's gonna beat Mihawk. That's gonna give Zoro a reason to, like, fight him more whenever they whenever they have the final fight between Blackbeard and Luffy. And then boom, he beats Shiryu, and Shiryu's now, because it would be a lot easier than Zoro going to go find Mihawk again. It'll be easier because he's going to fight Blackbeard anyway, and Zoro's going to fight Shiryu. So you might as well make Shiryu the world's strongest swordsman, so Zoro can just cleanly beat him. Now he's the best. See what I'm saying? It's way cleaner that way.
I don't know. I just never saw the Shiryu thing ever.
That's weird, actually, that you never heard of that because a
No,
lot of people
I've heard of it. I just never.
Okay. I thought you never
I just
heard of it.
can no. I just can never see that happening.
I can't see the Shanks things happening, so now you know how I feel.
I don't know. Like I thought the Shanks thing is just too obvious for you to not see it.
But when you think about it, that's not his mentor. Like you said, a lot of mentors died. He didn't mentor.
That's not my whole thing. It's just
okay.
Like you know.
I didn't get a good look at what that section looked like.
Cause right now it's like Blackbeard is like just staying still, right? Yeah. That's kind of what it feels like, and I just feel like he's just trying to gain power.
I thought you meant right now, like staying still, like planning and waiting on his island.
Saved.
Standing still as a character. No, I feel like
no, not as a character.
What do you mean, like in the story, like right now, not doing anything?
Yeah, I know. Obviously, he's doing something, but I'm saying like, it's like he's trying to just amass power. Yeah, to like definitively fight Shanks.
I don't think that's his like master plan. I feel like fighting Shanks has to have
a big green wall.
That's not his master plan.
What it's
but I'm saying though, like what. I can't think of any purpose that would serve.
Okay, how about this? So, obviously, Blackbeard is what he's done so far is like he's like upsetting. He kind of upset the balance of the world,
Right. Yeah.
And
he upset it and then he reset it.
Yeah, but like he obviously Blackbeard isn't someone who's just like gonna be setting like. I just don't feel like he's gonna be. I feel like he'd want more than how it is right now, right? You know what I'm saying? More than just being an emperor.
That might be the way.
And Shanks so far has
been
seen as a person who just wants to like keep everything the way it is. And Blackbeard is probably gonna be someone who doesn't want that to happen. And so Shanks is gonna try and stop him. And I can see Blackbeard killing Shanks in that moment.
But that would have to mean that the guy who just became Shichibukai killed in their prime, not Shichibukai, but Yonko. The guy who just became Yonko can kill someone who's been in Yonko.
For those wondering, the timer is not continuous.
Because arguably Blackbeard is the weakest.
Probably
you could shift him with Big Mom if you have a brain tumor, but he's clearly the weakest. He just got in there. So I don't think there's any way that Blackbeard could come up with to kill Shanks.
Okay, but how is Luffy? Okay, but listen to this though.
I was thinking this hack was going to take in the 20s of hours, so looking to be accurate, but
he has
super hard.
Hold on, he has hacks. He has hacks, plot armor. First off, we're not talking about a guy who's just off to the side of the story doing wow. This is the main character. He got beat 3 times against one person and still won. So it's not like Luffy's just out here dunking on niggas.
Yeah.
So it'd be like that. Like think about how the parallel to Luffy and Blackbeard is. Blackbeard, Luffy was real impatient with his story, with his start. Like he had a little bit of patience, but nothing compared to Blackbeard.
Right.
Luffy waited a couple years, like wait till he was 17 or whatever.
He might have
but Blackbeard waited 20 years and killed a dude for a fruit. Like Luffy ate his on accident. So I think the parallel is Luffy loses a whole bunch in the beginning because of his impatience. Blackbeard wins a lot in the beginning because of his
wow, you run faster than the bullet.
Because he waited, but then
you do in normal SMW,
so being humble. So that good start he got is gonna start messing up. Because remember, he got real cocky against Magellan. He walked up in that bitch like, "What's up?" So he waits. You could say Blackbeard waits his perfect moment, but you can't take away what happened with Magellan.
Yeah, so it's like, of course not. But then anyone who's walking in not on guard with Magellan is like getting one shot.
Exactly. I think he's gonna do that with Shanks. He's gonna come in with a certain level of I have these powers. My people have these powers. I think I can handle this guy. Because remember, Blackbeard doesn't do anything if he doesn't think he can win.
Exactly.
He thought he could take Magellan, but he couldn't. He think he can take Shanks, even though he's prepared to take Shanks. He just overestimates what he got, and that's when that lesson is going to be taught to Blackbeard. and Luffy. You know,
I disagree because okay, so you said how could someone become a Sushibukai
Yonko.
defeat? Yes. And do you remember he scarred Shanks before he got the devil fruit?
He scarred Shanks before
Yes.
he got the devil fruit. Yes,
Yes,
but we don't know what happened to Blackbeard.
Wait. Yes,
We don't know what happened to Blackbeard.
We don't, but
He could have been half dead.
yes, but also remember, we don't really know much about what Blackbeard could do before his devil fruit because remember he was just
That's actually not as bad as it looks.
blending
The
in.
hitboxes are just higher than
That was part of his whole like plan to just blend in and be like act like a grunt, basically.
We knew his plan.
Saved?
When you know we got his backstory and we kind of first started to see him, but then once we started seeing him fight people and interact with the world, we kind of find out what kind of dude he was. Like he's quick. He's kind of like Jozu, but probably not as athletic.
Yeah.
Like he's quick on his feet, has good reflexes. But he doesn't take a lot of pain well. Maybe before he got his fruit, he took a lot of pain. He like maybe he was a tank, and then the fruit kind of like half that, so he can still take a lot of damage. It's just that it hurt more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Holy smokes, yo!
So it was like I don't think that Blackbeard
Gifter,
before he got the fruit, even though Shanks is whatever, we don't know when he got it because it could have been before whatever training Shanks got to become the Shanks we know now. Like we don't know. It's too much of a big gap to say when Shanks and Blackbeard fought. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it wasn't like Yonko Shanks fighting a secret pirate, warlord, Blackbeard on his crew. Like this is way back when they probably wasn't shit themselves. You know what I mean? Like if Zoro scarred Luffy back in the day, like just out of nowhere, like they got into a fight and Luffy scarred him. I mean, Zoro
Anonymous Gifter, thank you for the gifts of
that
2
wouldn't mean that
so
much now because Luffy can destroy Zoro, right?
Yeah, but my whole thing is like Blackbeard has
I can't say
probably has as much experience as Shanks does being a pirate because Blackbeard is actually older than Shanks too.
I don't think you can.
Only by a year, but like because Blackbeard was one of the first people who were traveling with Whitebeard.
Experience being a pirate and experience being.
Feel sorry for my SNES controllers.
Their experiences were different.
I actually
do. The time,
regular maintenance on them.
You got to give them the time, but the quality and what they're trying to accomplish.
I might be
different.
due for some more.
Like Luffy's trying to become the Pirate King. His goal is lofty, therefore he has to exert more power. He has to be stronger. He has to find a way to get stronger, no matter what.
Because it's more from the fatigue
Usopp
of the
wants to be a brave warrior of the sea. He doesn't have as much pressure to be stronger as Luffy does, so it's kind of the same way. Blackbeard's whole thing was like we said, to lay low. So he didn't try out his special move that he's been working on in the background on like a really strong enemy because he didn't want so his hockey couldn't bloom in battle because he couldn't show how strong he was.
Yeah, but you're still fighting on the crew of a Yonko, so you're bound to get into tough fights. I mean,
but you gotta think about how he would go about it. Think about how Blackbeard would stay hidden.
No way.
If Blackbeard went out and fights and did something impressive, somebody would have noticed. So that means he didn't do that. He fought grunts, while Shanks was probably trying to fight in the fourth and fifth.
But
he was fighting the fourth and fifth command compared to fighting grunts. That's not the same experience.
Yeah, but you don't know. He was probably fighting Daifugo from Kaido's crew and getting stronger.
And getting that 2 EXP you get from Daifugo.
Exactly.
Shanks is getting 100,000 EXP by fighting the 5th and 6th in command of the crew because he wanted to be stronger. Blackbeard didn't want to be stronger. We know that because he said that. Shanks probably had a bounty around 17 because he was doing shit like Luffy, and Roger was doing most of the heavy lifting, but just like Franky or Brook is getting, shit because they were there. That's how Roger was. Not Roger, but Shanks. Shanks participated and got rewarded.
This just might get longer because alright, so
it's your fault. You the one talking about he's gonna die. I'm like,
listen. Okay. So do you think Blackbeard will get stronger than Shanks?
Sadly, I would have to say yes because Luffy's gonna have to get stronger than Shanks. And
they all have to get stronger than the old generation. That's just how, in general, storytelling works.
Who is all? Like, you mean the supernovas or the main ones? Or do you mean everyone?
I'm mostly just talking about Luffy and
the captain.
I mean, I feel like I feel like technically all of them should be. I feel like Luffy's crew in general. And
Luffy's crew
Blackbeard's-
shouldn't be stronger than Shanks because Shanks had a crew like Gold Roger.
Yeah.
If you're talking about another crew, yeah, because
Is that
Shanks
Trap?
is kind of on that Phantom level where it's just like they're so freaking godly strong that not a lot of people can be stronger than him. Like I feel like the only person
Did
that's
we do
gonna
it?
be
Are we
stronger
good?
than Shanks is Luffy, and
We
then
did it.
everyone
Let's
else
go.
has to go
Let's
for
go,
someone
dude.
else on the crew. Like Zoro has to be stronger than Ben Beckman maybe, or at the same level.
32
But
out of 36. We are
He's not even like looking to be stronger than
done
Shanks.
with the
'Cause
game.
that's too strong.
8 9. Yo, tropical.
But yeah,
Let's
okay,
go.
so
Shakes up. They
my
got the
point is like,
Woo.
what are you doing
Bacon headway.
here?
Race to the finish. Oh no, it's Sonic.
Seriously.
It's actually.
Yeah, so my point is
Don't it.
like,
Get those.
if Blackbeard isn't
Get
become
me.
stronger
I know a
than
lot of
Shanks,
y'all
then
got some Sonic emotes.
why wouldn't
Give
he
me your
kill him?
favorite Sonic emote in chat, please.
If Blackbeard becomes stronger than Shanks, I feel like him being stronger than
Decent. Thank you
Shanks
for the 100 bits.
or being
Let's
stronger
go.
than a certain character doesn't mean he has to kill
Don't
that
act.
character.
Yeah, but it just goes back to my whole point. It's like Blackbeard wants to cause chaos, and Shanks wants to stop like chaos from happening. So they're obviously gonna
What
confront
even
each
is
other.
this?
And if Blackbeard is stronger than Shanks,
But think about how whack that would be
Oh, he
if,
coming.
if his entire character was built up to be the protector of the
mold.
New World, and he lost the second
Don't act.
somebody upset that balance.
yeah, but
That'd be
the
whack.
story. That's the thing is that the story
Like I
isn't
feel like he has
about.
to lose at least once. Like maybe Blackbeard does kill Shanks, but not the first time they meet, and
Oh,
not
that-
the first
okay.
time Blackbeard does something. No, because you was like, what if Blackbeard wants to stop the thing, and as soon as Shanks comes to stop him, he kills him. So that would be the first time. I don't think the
Yeah.
first time offense would happen. I think he
I
was gonna
mean-
whoop him, and then if he beats him, he
Stream
beats
died
him
kind of a
later.
little there, but I
And
think we're good
then
now.
when it comes to beating in One Piece, you don't have to kill him.
Yeah,
So-
I get that, but then we're just talking about Blackbeard here. Like, it just seems like a character that would kill if he had to.
It's so
Okay,
deceptive.
I will give
'Cause
you
gotta
that. But
jump
like I
from
said
And-
before,
it's
it would be
essentially
way
a
too
blind
weak
jump.
for Shanks to lose the first time.
And I would love now if this story hadn't been going for 20 years, I would agree
Yo,
with you
H
on
in
like
chat for
them
those
fighting
frames.
at least once before, but like, and the way Oda does stuff now, I just don't see that
It's gonna be too
happening.
much.
Yeah, I just don't see that
Big boy jump?
happening.
Big
But I
boy
feel
jump.
like when it comes to
That is the surface.
main characters, I feel like
And to be
he
fair,
I feel like he almost counts Blackbeard in the main character cast.
Yeah.
He gives him so
Because
much. So I feel
Blackbeard,
like if
Dude,
he's
he's
gonna
fast.
just give Luffy fights,
Sonic
he's gonna
fast.
get Blackbeard at least a half a fight.
yeah.
So I don't feel like it would be one of those things that Oda cuts the fat on. I feel
Yeah.
like that's a major moment to where, it could be he misses out on a lot of moments, or he just doesn't feel like they're big enough to be in the story. But I feel like this is one that definitely needs to
Yo,
happen.
it's Mario
because
and
it would
Sonic at
show
the
off
Olympic
Shanks'
Games
strength,
2008.
and it
because
would be too.
we gotta see him go all out at least once, like at least once.
That's what I'm saying, and
Yeah.
I really don't want Shanks to go out one time. Like I really don't want him to hit a high note and never hit it again. Like I want to see
I mean,
Shanks.
I feel you on that, but just
Realistically, it's not gonna happen.
yeah, like just because of how long this story's been going, I just don't see. And like the way that he's
no
writing out,
way,
it does
dude.
feel like he's gearing
No
up
way.
towards the end of the series, honestly.
That's such
I feel
bait.
like we're getting up towards Wano or a specific point in Wano.
Yeah.
And I feel like he does that sometimes. Like I feel like sometimes he lavishes
Big boy.
in the green fields and he does all this feelings and shit. But then he has some times where he just kind of, all right, this is this is this. Like Zoe had his parts where it was drawn out, but other times it was just like straight to the point. Like, all right,
Oh,
here's
he
Zoe,
coming.
blah blah blah, go through that. So it's like there's certain points where he just speeds it up because like it's taking too long.
Yeah, exactly. And
What's
I feel
that?
like
Try
he's-
again.
especially
Is that if you lose, it blocks you off?
And also even Whole Cake Island.
I'm guessing that's what that. Yeah, that's the
He
yellow.
did
exit.
say he doesn't want to write a long.
Alright, we did it. Cool.
Again.
Yeah,
Another
hell,
not
like,
so bad exit.
stretching it
I'll
out.
take that. Bloody high.
And
quality.
I hope he
have
does
it.
it.
Would you have one
And
chapter
he-
of someone
and-
counting
Wait,
out?
like,
Like, what do you expect?
You know what's funny? It's funny because he
Oh
doesn't
gosh.
really
I
he didn't
thought-
have to do
I
that.
thought it
Like I
was a
really
soft
don't
lock,
get
and I
why
was real
he's
nervous.
saying stuff like, "Oh, I don't ever want to have to write Dressrosa again." Like he had to write it the way it was written.
Right.
Big
because,
time.
People, people when they have complaints about a story, I've never seen people talk about like timing and putting stuff in that doesn't have to be there more than One Piece.
Exactly.
Like that's One Piece's main problem. Like he puts in a lot of shit.
Boring.
Like guts. Like that dude, the announcer guy counting down, was the worst thing ever. It took the longest amount of time.
I guess we just
That was your favorite moment.
Rings is ridiculous with these physics.
You said what?
That was your favorite moment? That was mine. See,
I think I
full
cried
pages.
tears that day.
see full pages dedicated to numbers.
Bro, I'm telling you. So it's like it's such a I feel like if you ever heard like writers and composers and people who do kind of amazing things are kind of off, I feel like that's Oda's like weird little off tick because he said, like I said, he said stuff like, "Oh, I don't want to ever have to write something like that again," but you put in a whole bunch of shit that you made it longer, like you made shit harder on yourself.
Because let's be honest,
and it wasn't even that good.
Let's be honest real quick. I feel like Luffy should have defeated Doflamingo when he went Gear 4 the first time.
What is this?
Him running away definitely ruined that fight. Like the end result of him coming back was great. Like him smacking the city in half.
Yeah.
That should have been copy and pasted into the end of the first time.
Exactly.
That would have been great. Like the first King Kong break the city in half, gone. Only thing it did was bolster how much I hated that part and how strong Doflamingo was.
And
like
it would have made like the other times Luffy went Gear 4 seem like
it wouldn't have seemed as weak.
Yeah,
I feel like the flaw in Gear 4 came afterwards because he was fucking Doflamingo up when he first went there, and then Doflamingo kind of recovered, and then that was a great fight, and then it ended. That was like perfect. Like Luffy transformed. It didn't completely overwhelm the antagonist, with the protagonist still won in the end with a cool finishing move. Perfect storybook ending. But then
like honestly, like really it was just
I feel like the way he came back, like I feel like that fight wouldn't have been bad if the counting and him being carried away didn't happen. Like if Luffy hid tactfully and like was throwing pot shots at Doflamingo, like and just like didn't say I need 10 minutes. Someone and Doflamingo's like, oh, you need 10 minutes. Well, let me go. You know, he could have played it off cool, like, oh, I'm good, and then I'm gonna fight you like this because I want to, like shit like that. Like Luffy trying to lie, but it being an obvious lie, like that would have been way better. That would have been some man shit or something.
But it just seemed Gear 4. I mean, this is another topic, but like, it just made Gear 4 seem less impressive.
No facts, big facts.
Like the first time it's introduced, and then it's like,
okay, I guess you do.
Time limit's not even that long.
All right, so I'm gonna pause.
You gotta wait this long to get Haki back.
Pause.
And you gotta go back into it again to defeat him because you can't do it the first time.
And you went through all this bullshit with Odie and every other dude in the book that was in the world, and you have Gear 4
I guess we
the
actually
whole
do
time.
have to make that jump.
And then
that
it's like, it sucks because it's like,
that is a
then you have to do that for Cracker. Then you have to do that for Katakuri. Like, oh my god, like twice for each person. Like, it's just.
That was my last
life. It's so useless. Anyway.
It's like really showing
That's
how.
fine, 'cause I didn't have a checkpoint
I feel
or
like
anything, so.
Showing weakness is
Didn't
just
wanna get
like
the
something
checkpoint,
Oda
just
doesn't
one
do very well.
Yeah.
It
should have been gradual too. Like he should have beaten Doflamingo the first time with Gear 4 easy, and then he should have struggled a little with Cracker, and then Gear 4 should have been useless against what's his name? Katakuri.
Yeah.
And then he could have actually learned. And then, like,
he would have went to his speed mode. Like I feel like it would have been a great to learn from his Snake Man.
Oh my gosh!
Like I feel like he would have had Bound Man, and he would have been looking for ways to make it stronger. It's like, what if I
makes it go
make
faster.
a Gear 2 version of Gear 4, which is what Snake Man is, basically.
Like it is in Gear 2 version World. Or in
and what if he's like, all right, what if I do this? And then like instead of Doflamingo telling him that, oh, your punches are too weak in Gear 2, and your punches are too slow in Gear 3, like if he found that out himself, that would have been great. like, okay, Luffy is a combat genius. He realizes his shortcomings. He finds a creative way to overcome them, but he doesn't rely on people telling him his weakness. He just kind of figures out himself. But that was taken away when Doflamingo got the line of, your punches are too weak and stuff. And then like you said, it wasn't gradual. It was just like sporadic, out of nowhere, missed time. It didn't make sense why he didn't do it before, because he was struggling a little bit against Hody Jones to the point where it was like, okay, you could beat him, but this ship is going to fall on these people.
I almost hit that.
And you need a lot of power to destroy it. Gear 4 is literally your most powerful form.
Exactly.
And you don't transform? You just want to let these people die because you don't want to transform? The ship isn't worth it?
Right.
Like, I heard a lot of people say that before, like, oh, Luffy doesn't change unless he's...
I feel like a checkpoint coming.
So you tell me y'all people gonna die ain't worth it?
Yeah. Gear 4 would have actually been perfect in that moment.
It would have been perfect because he would have had the Kong organ.
You could also make excuses that, Gear 4 would have been too big for the bubble, I guess.
Also, I probably should have waited
bubble.
Yeah.
For the gap in the
but that's ass pools because he got, like, Oda could have easily drawn that bubble.
It didn't look like I had to
just
rush.
got bigger.
Bigger, right?
That's it. No one would have been like, oh, from the science of bubbles, nigga, that's not how it works. Everyone would be like, okay, cool. But yeah, this stream has gone on way longer.
Yeah.
I might add, it's your fault.
We got
I had to release why. That was my bad.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, well, I want to thank everyone for joining us for the Franky, Shanks, and Mihawk birthday appreciation stream. Yes.
Change the title.
Yo, thanks, Chuck Noah.
I want to thank Vulture Valley for joining me this, oh my god, 2 hours and 11 minutes right now.
I'm telling you, that's our benchmark, because our last one was 2 hours. It's every time.
I'm doing my best to keep
but
you
yeah, it was
updated.
definitely
I don't have
dope
a whole
hanging
lot of
out
time
with
to
you,
do
man.
that.
Whenever you ready for the stream again, I am
Glad
here to talk about all this foolishness. One day, we'll switch anime, but
one day,
you know,
when One Piece dies.
There's so much One Piece.
Yo, holy smokes, that's probably fun.
Would you watch My Hero? I'm gonna read My Hero.
I watch it. I read it, but I'm not caught up. Are you caught up?
I'm just.
You like what you see? Be sure.
I was thinking about doing a double live reaction, but I'm probably just not gonna do that.
If you're not gonna do a double live reaction, at least do a live discussion, and then we can talk about it.
But you're not caught yet, right?
Depending on when this next chapter comes out, I can probably catch up in like a night or so.
I mean, it's probably coming out this week.
There we go.
This Friday. Oops.
Okay, so the My Hero comes out on Fridays.
Yeah, it comes out a little after One Piece. Sometimes it comes out and I try to read it, but sometimes it comes out later.
Oh,
I feel it. Well, shit, yeah. I'll definitely be down for that. I love My Hero. I can't wait to see what new powers everyone's talking about, because I've been hearing
we might beat
a lot of people be like,
yeah,
oh, there's this
possible.
and that.
And some people aren't happy with it.
Then again, I have no idea what the last.
Yeah, I hear a lot of people. I hear it's torn.
If they're about this, I think it's totally
get-
feasible. But if it gets
I understand why
maybe
people are
not.
torn. I mean, it was foreshadowed, but I get why people are torn. I mean,
I can't wait.
We can
Oh,
talk
I'm
about
excited.
that.
Yeah, we can talk about that when you catch up.
Uh-oh.
You get to get
Go
a
fast.
fresh opinion of someone who just read it too, so it's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, we definitely. So we got a stream for Friday, and you said you wanted to stream tomorrow too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So cool.
That
So these
works.
next 2 days are booked. I don't
Yep.
want to hear shit.
Don't worry.
Bravo.
Don't
Alright.
worry.
I should
Well,
definitely.
hell
list in
yeah.
there.
Once again, let's attempt to end this stream.
Yeah. Again, thank you guys for joining us.
All right.
Be sure to like or dislike if you hate our voices, whichever floats your boat. And
I see. Okay. So you
leave
use
a
the wall to
comment if you
stop
guys
yourself.
want, subscribe.
That's
hit
what
that
the
bell,
race is there.
subscribe to both our channels.
I might have to figure out a cue for
Vulture
when I first
Valley's,
open the snake.
channel in the description too.
No
So
step on
sweet.
snake.
Can I do that now? Okay, good, right.
I think so. Also, go watch King play
No step
motherfucking
snack.
One Piece, because
yeah.
you definitely got like a week or two before everyone else. So you get to see if it's trash or not.
Oh, it's actually coming out this Friday, so.
Yeah, so you got like 2 days before. So if you want a sneak peek, you don't want to waste your money. So far, it seems kind of empty from what I've seen. Like he's just punching enemies and walking around. It looks as trash as it did when the trailer came out.
Okay.
Oh man.
For everyone who doesn't like, when people say like One Piece games are trash, I'm sorry. It's like typical Japanese style games. I don't know what's up with them.
They have the
But we can make. Okay, that's actually good.
One Piece Warriors.
Pirate Warriors. I said One Piece Warriors.
I played it and it wasn't bad, but it was too copy and paste for me.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I played the old Gundam games, like Gundam Dynasty Warriors.
Yeah.
It was the exact same game, but with different characters. They literally there's sections, and in those sections there's a big gaggle of enemies, and you beat them, and then maybe an ace comes along, and then you get a cutscene, you beat him, and you move on next area, rinse and repeat. Yeah. I hate shit like that. That's exactly what this game looks like, and that's what the old game was. And like Japanese games are way too similar. Nice. Like they all have the same feel. Like there's an empty world, and you just have to be amazed by the anime. Just be nostalgic because you saw the anime or the manga, and then play this kind of
was 3 hours
cutter
per
game.
It was rough.
That is true, unfortunately.
It's terrible. And then like One's Justice, the My Hero game.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be like this One Piece game. You get to run around and solve shit, be a hero.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, and then like before it came out, it was a fighting game. And I was like,
yeah. I don't know. Like Naruto did it. Why is it hard for these ones to get it right?
I have absolutely no idea.
Yo, Warpless, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub as well.
I enjoyed Naruto ones, honestly. I
enjoy from what they are because they're fighting games. Yeah. But I want a Naruto game where I can be my own ninja, go on missions,
and actually
hitman people. Do they?
Yeah, they have a.
No, I mean like a Dark Souls, Fallout RPG where you a ninja.
Don't they have that? I thought they made a game like that.
Where you increase your stats and get different weapons and stuff. Oh no, they have a Shinobi Striker, but it's not RPG. It's just it's like a weird ninja battle royale thing.
Oh, okay. But can you make your own ninjas? Oh no.
When you say make your own ninja, for that game, all you're doing is every piece of clothing that every other Naruto character has. You can just get that and mash them all together.
Oh.
You don't get new, exciting outfits or not. It's nothing new. It's just Hidan's triple scythe or fucking Kakashi's half mask.
Yeah.
You just put that on, and now you're a brand new ninja. But it's like you wearing other shit people wore.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I see like people with Madara's fucking little armor thing on and stuff. I'm just like, that's cool, but nah. I was hoping that they would do at least a One Piece game like that, to where you can choose your own fruit or something like that, or be a Rokiki master or a Haki master.
Choose between being a revolutionary, a pirate, or marine.
Dude, so amazing! Like that would be the greatest game of all time. I don't give a fuck. Like, what if Dark Souls made One Piece?
That would be awesome.
Like a Sekiro Die Twice One Piece game,
right?
Bro,
like I've been thinking like, I wish why is it so hard to make these games for people? Like we're all the people that want these games are thinking of these ideas, but these creators can't seem to put that together.
I think it goes from I think it's it's like the littler you are, the more kind of drive and spark you have, but the closer you get to the top, and the people who have the money to do these things stifle people so much that it gets to the point where it's like you have to half and half it. Like half of it's creative, and half of it's like a cash grab because you kind of have to, or the people who backing you won't back.
Are you watching Keen's thing right now?
I'm watching it right now, and I'm watching this empty ass world.
Why is that guy looks creepy? The guy who he's talking to.
Yeah. What's happening?
Yeah. Oh my lord.
Yep. About to see his foolishness, but for the 15th time, I'm gonna see you later.
All right. See you later.
Peace, man.
Peace.